Welcome, everyone, to our actual play of Scion, second edition, Chronicle the Coming Storm. I am your ST, Ian. My pronouns are he, him. And we want to, of course, as usual, thank Onyx Path and the Beloved Nerds for allowing us to present this to you and hope that you have a lot of fun. And we're looking forward tonight to a very possibly action-based game, so hope nobody dies. So very quickly, I want to go around and introduce some folks. We'll start with you, Megan, real quick. Do your thing, promote anything you want.
Heck yeah. I'm Megan. You can find me on the Onyx Path Twitch channel and then on subsequent Tuesdays on the Beloved Nerds Twitch channel, as well as the Phoenix Blue Zero Twitch channel for our Star Trek Sagittarius game. And you can find me pretty much anywhere at Starweaver underscore or Arch Starweaver, depending on what you're interested in. Anyway, that's all. Oh, and my pronouns are they, them. Yes. Hello, that's me.
All right. Logan.
Yo, I'm Logan. I'm playing Jericho. I don't really do much, but if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me at BronyHawk Official on Instagram. It's a pun. All I do is I just kick shit. That's it. That's all I do. Pronouns, yeah, he, him, they, them.
All right. Ace.
Hey everybody, my name's Ace. I'm playing Nemesis. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on the Beloved Nerds in our Call of Cthulhu game. You can also find me on Instagram at ulrich_wolfgar@yahoo.com. That's if you want to email me and tell me how amazing I am. You can find me there for miniatures, artwork, and all kinds of other fun stuff.
Okay, CJ.
Everybody, I'm CJ. I'm CJ Starry on pretty much everything. You can find me on the Beloved Nerds. You can also find me here, which might be the Beloved Nerds, or it might be the Onyx Path, where you can also find me. You can also find me every third Wednesday on the Initiative Order, and you can hear me with your ear holes. God, I should not be allowed to speak today. On At the Table podcast, which is available anywhere you get your podcasts. I think that's it. I hope that's it. My pronouns are they, them, and so are Rose.
Perfect. Ty.
Hello. My name is Ty. You can find me on all socials at Hey Tyler Gray. You can find me here, the Beloved Nerds, Phoenix Blue channel, and various other channels that I have all listed on my Twitter. If you would like to see anything else that I've been in. Yeah. My pronouns are they, them.
We're all disasters.
Okay. And we are going to have a special guest star tonight, and I'll let him introduce himself. Michael.
If I can find my mute button. Hi, my name is Michael. I'm not doing a whole lot right now, but in the coming months, you'll be able to see me in some Fallen Angels material. So you can keep an eye on the Beloved Nerds for that. I, in the past, have been a storyteller for Fallen Angels, as well as involved in some other streams. I'm not really active on social media, so you can look me up on Facebook. My name's really unique, so chances are if you do a search, you'll find me. And I am he, him.
Okay. And so we will return to you so you can chill, cover up, however you want to do it. And with that, I think we'll get right into it. So just to recap a little bit what happened last time is that you all had a conversation with Athena, who informed you of the nefarious plot to steal human souls by the enemy, who is still very mysterious to you all, because, well, not a lot of questions were asked about the enemy, but perhaps that doesn't matter quite so much yet as your quest, which is that you know that they have Osiris somewhere, and that you need to try to get him. back, and that somehow involved will be primal fire. And what Athena had suggested is that her brother, Hephaestus, might know where there's some, and she believed that he might be held in Mount Vesuvius. So it was decided amongst yourselves that you would take a trip to Mount Vesuvius to infiltrate that and see what you can accomplish there. So I believe the decision was made that you were going to use the underworld to get there.
Yeah, I do believe so.
I think we felt that would be the more stealthy option.
Yes.
Yeah. Although, are we trying to hide the fact that we're trying to go to Hephaestus, though? Just as a small side note, does it matter? I mean, we did just get attacked very recently, actually, so
Yeah.
maybe it's best if we're cautious.
You don't know a whole lot. Athena didn't know a whole lot either, other than she hadn't heard from him in a while, and maybe he's there. But the enemy presumably also has a presence there.
Oh,
so
okay.
You are aware, I believe, Lane, you were aware how the underworld gate works, but before we get to that, really quickly, what does everyone do to prepare for this?
Workout montage.
Yeah, a workout montage.
Obviously.
Lane is like sitting on their phone, like trying to figure out the logistics of certain things, and is being bench pressed by Nemesis.
Part of the workout. I love it.
There's like, make sure that you're going slow because otherwise it gets a little shaky and I can't see my screen.
There's a dead spot in the Wi-Fi that's just not great. Up in the rafters of the meat hall.
I think Ro just sort of reads up on stuff and, kind of messes around with their powers and also makes sure they have bullets so they can continue to cast their superpower gun.
Which, actually, as a small side note, and a way to integrate something that happened with the level up, Lane will actually go to Ro and say, like, I'm not exactly the strongest person, and I don't really do fighting, but it seems like that's where a lot of this stuff is, like, heading. Can you show me how to use one of those?
A gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like, all right, let's go back.
Point and click, baby. Point and click.
Hey, Boulder, do you have any soda cans?
I suppose he can bring you some soda.
Yeah.
But so part of what Lane does will be like learning how to use firearms, and then also just like trying to. They'll kind of like sit there awkwardly, and with the fact that they are a huge nerd and the entirety of all of the video games, books, movies that they've ever consumed as a whole, they're just like, okay, how does this feasibly happen with the arm thing? And they're just like sitting there and they're just like staring at their arm for a long time and thinking about Osiris, and like they're grabbing different books that they have in their bag and like looking different things up. So a lot of their time is spent like weirdly doing different things to their arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ro studies, messes around with their own shit, and I guess teaches Lane how to shoot a gun.
Okay. I think we might know what Jericho is up to.
Yeah. And Jericho also, if they have any other free time, will just kind of wander off into the wilderness and try to get into a good artistic zone and mess around with art in many different mediums. And what will it look like? Who knows?
Okay.
Jericho's working on the morale side of things. At least someone is.
And,
He's learning how to rub two sticks together to make fire.
Beautiful, guys. Watch. It is an art form.
God.
Does Kaz do anything, or
I think Cass would try to talk to Loki.
okay? Do you want to have a brief conversation then?
God, are you there? It's me.
Oh, are you there? It's me, Kaz.
Sorry. What did you ask me?
I mean, if you want to do a very brief conversation now, we could do that. Or if there's something
I
maybe
think
you wanted to ask Loki, that this would be a good time.
I think that they would just be like, hey, if you have any last minute advice before I potentially die, now's the time.
Of course, I've got advice.
Oh, great. Now you show up.
I love to hear myself talk. If it comes that you have to abandon them, do so without hesitation. Save your own life.
Okay.
They're really not worth it. Sneak around behind your enemies. Stab them in the back. It's much easier that.
You're just really giving me common sense at this point.
Well, maybe you're
You
smarter
know
than I
about-
thought.
You know about these gods more than I do, so what should I expect?
Well, there's more than like one of them. It's not like they're all the same person.
Yeah, but we're going to Mount Vesuvius specifically to try to find Hephaestus, so...
Don't think I've met that one. I've heard he's very grumpy. Something about something his it's actually kind of funny. They gave him the most beautiful goddess in the world and then married them and let's not do that story right now.
Yeah, oh, right. Okay. Any helpful information? Who are we up against? Do you know anything about them?
It's been a minute since I've been to Midgard.
You
But
don't hear things?
strangely, no. I'm a bit stuck in your head. Very lonely in
Stuck.
here.
I'm stuck.
My perspective seems limited to yours. It's frustrating. Perhaps you could pluck out one of your eyes and put it somewhere else so I could see something else for a change.
No. How about no?
Fine.
Right, well, I guess we're going in blind.
No, you've got both your eyes. That's one more than Odin. Fucking prick.
Well, see you maybe.
Good luck. I'll help however I can. Probably.
Sure you will. Anyway,
Okay.
they're just gonna stop talking to themselves in their head and then go get a snack.
Okay. So as you're getting a snack, Balder is kind of preparing the main hall for your departure. And so they're moving tables out from the center of the room. Because he has an idea. I think Kaz might be the only one that doesn't know how this happens. From the last time. So, why he's moving tables. You don't know, and everyone's maybe gathered in the mead hall together as he's moving the tables around, and he does look at you. He's like, "Oh, Kez Olsen, come here."
Huh? No, let's step over.
He pulls something out of his pocket and he hands it to you.
What is it?
It's a it looks like a small glass vial with some sort of iridescent rainbow colored substance in it. Not really a liquid, more like a semi-liquid fog. Listen to me.
They'll take it.
Listen to me. You hold on to this because I think you are AC or Vanny or something close enough that you should be able to use this. If you need to get out in a hurry, you just take this, smash on the ground, and sort of jump on the rainbow that comes out.
Did you just give me the Bifrost in a fucking bottle?
No.
Not the entire thing, no. It's just a little bit of Bifrost, but it should be enough to get you like back here. Well, and all your friends.
Right.
Because I know you won't leave any of your friends behind, right? Yeah, he's...
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Good. Keep it somewhere safe. Don't like accidentally break it in your pocket. That would be real awkward.
They'll just like... Got it.
Okay. I think you'll probably need it, so... Good luck.
So much faith in us.
So he at this point finishes moving the table. He's prepared a couple bags, small bags with elk jerky. Things. If you need a snack, this will be helpful. Lane, I've kind of heard how this works. I wouldn't recommend eating this right now.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to back away now. If you all are ready to go, and I'll get the mop and clean up when you're done.
Okay. Oh, it leaves stuff afterwards. Ugh, that's really embarrassing. Okay, well.
Yeah.
You have to
Alright.
clean up the underworld.
God damn it. Okay, or should I say God damn it?
It's not so bad. It's just sort of wet.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna ignore that. Guys, can you look away, please?
Why?
You don't want to see it. I mean, if you do, go for it, but I really suggest that you look away.
No, I'm
Honestly,
interested.
it's a beautiful form of art.
No, you're a fucking weirdo, they say, and they just like...
Very Jackson Pollock.
They take out the vial that they had used to grab the Styx water and just kick back. Wait, I feel like it might be a little bit better this time.
Well, now that you know it's coming.
Time, so.
Yeah, so now that you know it's coming, it's a little better, and you actually probably successfully hold it down just a slightly bit longer and aim a little bit better, but yeah, like you vomit up this black substance all over the floor. And therefore is now opened up an entrance to the underworld.
Well, okay.
Ro just looks at Kaz specifically because I think Kaz didn't see it last time because they came in a separate way, and just goes, "Can you imagine if you had such a strong power that you could open up a portal to the underworld, but you had to barf it out first?"
Ugh, God.
You know, for some reason, that just really checks out with gods.
That was terrible. Okay, well, let's go, guys. Before I have to think about the fact that Baldur is going to sit here and clean this up. That's very embarrassing. I wish I didn't know that, Baldur. Thank you.
No, it'll be fine. Good luck.
They've cleaned up worse, I imagine. Shall we?
May fate be with you.
Something
Jericho,
like
he'll
that.
give you a big hug, lift you off the ground a little bit. Everyone else gets like a hearty back slap.
And also with you. Let's go.
May the wind be ever at your back.
And with that,
Something like that.
you all walk down into this hole, descending into the inky blackness again. That's
Of
slightly
my
moist.
vomit.
And once again, as happened last time, except for those of you who weren't there last time, eventually your feet begin to splash a little bit. And there you see the boat again. And Charon with a notepad and what looks like some AirPods on. He looks up from the boat. Oh, you're all back. Well, there's more of you this. Are you dead this time?
No.
I
Hey,
did
buddy.
get a call from Anubis. He was very
Happy?
no, but
Well,
he had very good things to say
That's good.
for him.
Glad we could be of service. We're looking to do some traveling, if that's not too much trouble.
Oh, well, okay. You've done a lot for me. Where is it that you need to go?
Are you
Yes.
aware of Mount Vesuvius?
I mean, I think everyone's aware of Mount Vesuvius. Yes. Are you trying to get in it? Next to it?
I kind of have a feeling we're trying to. Part of me feels like
Didn't mean to make that gesture. God.
part
We're
of
trying
me
to
feels
become
like
intimately familiar with Mount Vesuvius, yes. That's
Part of
what
me feels like,
matter.
yeah, I think that we're going to have to go inside of it. We're trying to find a specific person who very likely is within it. So, inside, safely-ish for us, perhaps.
I mean,
Well,
I'll
I
be
can't-
fine.
I don't think I can get you there. In the mountain, so to speak. That's very, very, very hot in there.
Could
Under
you
it?
get us pretty
I
close?
can get you to Pompeii.
Oh, good.
That's very
really-
easy. A lot of people died there. It tends to create
Oh yeah, totally.
underworld entrances in next. I'm going to put that in the manual, I promise.
I'm sure
But
you're
then no
doing
one's
a
going
good
to
job
read.
then.
No one's going to read that. And, you know what? You all look like you're in a hurry, so I'll get you to
Climb on
Pompeii.
back and hold me off.
You should be able to see Vesuvius from there.
It's a start.
Do we owe you anything?
No. This is kind of fun having someone to talk to.
What are you listening to?
Sticks.
Oh. Oh.
If I wrote this, no one would believe me. It'd be my worst selling book. Everyone get in the fucking boat.
It's
Get on the boat.
some kind of song about a robot man or something, and
Onto the boat
Don't
we go.
worry. Good song. For the 80s. Or was it the 90s? I don't know this. I don't know
it seems
actual
all
facts
right. Better
Is your
than
name Kilroy, buddy?
I was
You-
kind of
you go
expecting
by
Don't
Kilroy?
Fear the Reaper, so I mean, I guess it's a step up from that. Slightly
guess
more
so.
subtle.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah, let's
all
bounce.
aboard.
Oh boy. Oh,
So he'll let you aboard the boat. You can kind of sit on the boat. And off we go. Still don't have a rowing song, but it doesn't matter because there's no row. So it just when you don't have anyone to talk to, you talk a lot. That's what I'm doing.
No, absolutely. I
That's
enjoy
what
it. It's very nice.
Here we go. He'll take the pole and kind of push off from the boat, and in a very sort of Willy Wonka fashion, the boat speeds up off without really going very fast at the same time, and fairly soon you manage to he stops the boat, and you all kind of come pouring out of the boat in a splash of water into a very sunny Italian morning in the ruins of Pompeii.
Hey Ian,
Mm-hmm.
before we get off of the boat, or before we get on the boat, can I refill my little vial of Styx water? I like to keep it on hand, just in case I'm feeling frisky.
I feel like if you drink it one more time, your stomach's gonna be immortal.
Hey dude,
Man,
know.
they said that to me so many times after mixing me drinks when I was a young adult, but here I am.
So,
build
Yeah.
a tolerance.
yeah, so you can take one. You can refill your vial, that's fine. Never know when that comes in handy. Except, it just did.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta die, so.
And there you are now in the ruins of Pompeii. What around you appears to be the bathhouse. And it's a very beautiful Italian morning.
All right. Well, thank you. How the hell are we
Como
gonna get...
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
That's from the song.
Very good.
No, good luck. Hope to see you all again, and not dead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell Anubis we said hi.
Okay.
You paused for a long time. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's fine.
So here you are in the ruins of Pompeii, the bathhouse. There's perhaps some tourists around, staring at you because you just came out of nowhere in a splash of black water. But they don't stick around very long.
How you doing?
If you
We're
were
performance artists.
if you were to go outside the bathhouse, and presumably also parts of the bathhouse are just open to the air, you can in the background see Mount Vesuvius.
So how are we getting in there?
Well, the best way is to go under, right?
What was our initial thought?
Well, I wonder, okay, so we don't know exactly where he would be, but best guess would be actually inside, right?
I thought that was what we were told.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume it's not safe.
Enter a very hot volcano.
Yeah, how the fuck do we do that?
Yeah, you're
We have somebody that
You can do it.
good at fire.
Yeah, your common sense roll says like jumping into the volcano is probably a bad idea. Jericho could do it, but
But that's just me. I can't
That's
really
just
give
you.
that to anyone else.
yeah, you could jump in a volcano and do the backstroke if you wanted.
Well, no, we can all jump into the volcano. It's just Jericho can do it more than once.
It's true.
True. Yes.
Well, I could try something.
I would say we could ask around, but I don't think a standard tourist is going to know about the secret entrance to the volcano hidden layer.
You know who I bet would know?
I think so. Werner Herzog, yeah? He had a documentary about volcanoes.
Yeah, Into the Inferno. We know, Jericho. You talk about it enough. Mercury. I feel like he might know something like that. He
like
seems so
some
weird crap.
Greek god of some descript. Kind of looks at Jericho, but doesn't. Like, pauses, looks at Jericho, but doesn't say anything to him specifically, and just. I mean, if anyone's gonna know something about Mount Vesuvius. What about your god?
Oh. I don't know if he would know much about Vesuvius. He was in the Caucasus Mountains for a long time, so it's possible, though. There's no fire and he does no creations. I just don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't the slightest. There's that idea.
Does anyone want to look for any kind of clues or?
Actually, yes. I would like to, for the sake of, and let me know if I can do this, but I have the heroic judge feature of, on the case. When I investigate an event or scene I am casing, while casing, gain a +1 enhancement to rolls to discern motives and search for clues, which applies before you roll. Casing lasts until the end of the session. So, like, if I'm going into detective mode, I get bonuses. And so I'd like to...
seems reasonable.
I'd like to start to...
What kind of clues are you looking for?
I think that in this particular moment, I'd like to take a more, like, thoughtful approach of the, okay, theoretically, in this particular situation, like, what do I feel like makes the most sense given, like, the context clues and the interactions we've had so far? Like, just to sort of help point in a particular direction of who we should be sort of reaching out to, I suppose. If that works.
Are you looking for an informant?
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. Give me a what? Are you looking for a tour guide?
A tour guide. A slightly more godly attuned tour guide.
Okay.
Hey, after this, I would also like to look something.
Now you all can team up on this too. If you have like things you want to add, and then we can just dump the enhancements like onto Lane's roll, or we can do it separately, depending on what you're looking for. Although Lane has been very specific about what they're looking for, so.
I mean,
what are you thinking, Cass? Yeah, what are you thinking, Cass?
They're
well, Lane puts together their pool.
They want to look around the area, like inside bathhouse, outside the bathhouse, whatever. Specifically, like for people or symbols that represent the organization that was at the hosting the party.
Okay.
Very smart.
All right. Well, you can put together a dice pool for that.
And that is...
You can tell me what it is.
And Ian, whenever
It's probably not. It's probably a mental plus a skill, so it's not probably not gonna be social. And it's probably not gonna be physical unless you're physically tearing apart the ruins with your fists.
That's my job.
Yeah, Nemesis can do that. Okay, Lane.
For my roll, can I do occult and then intellect? Since I'm like trying to figure out the person, but also trying to look for the signs of like people who obviously are more realistically knowledgeable versus the tourist traps, you know?
Okay. I would say normally it would be an academic skill, but if you're pushing it a little bit more towards maybe somebody who knows a little bit more than they should, okay. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it more in the, like, they obviously have truly touched these things. We're looking for somebody who is more, like, experienced with these sort of things.
Okay.
Also, if I could, Jericho, if Kaz is saying what they're looking for, Jericho would be down to help. I have like the Palace of Memory knack. So Jericho pretty much just remembers everything that they see more or less all the time, and I just attribute that to their artistic eye or whatever.
Okay. So for an
Wait,
assist,
hold-
what you do is you roll and you would add enhancement. Your successes would enhance Kaz's roll.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, so only if Kaz says.
They are not gonna say anything, but they are going to actively go looking. And so if Jericho wants to themselves help and
Sure.
like question what they're looking for, then that. But they're not just gonna be like, okay, team.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Jericho would absolutely try to do that once they see at least one person going off looking for clues or snooping.
So when they approach, like, Cass is just like kind of like, rolls their eyes a little bit. And then it's just like the organization from the basement. They were all working together. They were hiding that down there. They were hiding Anubis down there. So, if there's anybody out here, they said that we'll run into trouble, right? So, they're probably crawling around here. There's got to be something to recognize them.
Keep my eyes out. They're very accepting of that and realize that you're like doing what you're doing and just trying to help without getting in the way. You've got a method. They jive with that.
But I'm gonna roll cunning and manipulation, because I manipulated the fuck out of those people back then, and I feel like I can talk my way around finding information about this organization, maybe that is more recently out of place in Pompeii.
Okay.
To find.
Yeah, that's actually talking to people then. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cunning manipulation. Like I'm,
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying that like
okay.
you're doing it more socially than mentally.
Yeah, I suppose, but like I gotta think about it. Oh wait, hold on. I did the wrong thing. Right? What do I pick from again? I'm sorry.
If you were looking around the ruins for symbols or objects, I think that would be a mental plus a skill. If you are instead kind of just asking around like tour guides, or you're asking around to see who see out of place people or something like that, that's gonna be a social plus a skill.
It's a little bit of both.
Hmm?
It's a little bit of both.
What? Just pick one.
Pick what's your best.
Yeah.
Pick your best one.
They're all really good, so it doesn't really matter. I'm rolling 10 regardless.
Okay.
So one second, I'm gonna mute so I can hold them and not be really loud.
And Ian, remind me, what is a success? Like what?
8, 9, or 10, and then the 10s explode.
Oh, 10s do explode. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ro is watching all of this happen, not really doing a whole lot, but from a meta perspective, Ro has backup plans if they get screwed. Whether or not, yeah, they'll work is another story, but...
Nemesis is enjoying the beautiful Italian sun.
Yes. He's got priorities.
I had 3 successes.
3 successes. So you're kind of looking around, you're kind of asking around.
Oh, wait. Do I have the assist?
Yeah, did you want to roll something for assist, Jericho?
Oh shit, yeah, sorry. I completely blanked. How does it work again? I apologize.
How would you like to assist? Are you just looking? Are you talking?
Jericho is just trying to pretty much use their Palace Memory Knack to like pull up any information that they can think of that could be like identifying about like identifying markers that they would have seen at the party. That's all. So if Kaz is like not exactly remembering something, Jericho would be like, oh yeah, it was this.
Okay, so let's not even roll for that. Let's just give that an enhancement to bring Kaz up to four successes, essentially.
Hell yeah.
You're kind of asking around, and somebody says something about there are those weird there's like those weird symbols over by the museum. They're like on the museum wall, kind of down. I don't think they're supposed to be here. It's like a handprint looking thing. Is that
Like
Roman?
it's recent?
I don't know if anything
Not
here is
original
recent.
to the ruins of Pompeii.
Well, it's on the museum building.
Right. So it bears no no meaning to Pompeii specifically.
I don't
It's
think
out
so.
of place.
It reminds me of something I saw in France once.
France? Where in France?
A cave in France, it was like these Paleolithic people had like put their hand on the wall and then like looked like that, but that's not. I don't know. Maybe some kids did it or something, but look weird.
Right. Well, thanks.
Lane, what did you roll?
7 total because of my enhancement.
Okay. So you're thinking probably the best source of the information you might think would probably be the museum. That's where, if anybody was going to put a bunch of occult stuff, that's where it would be, is the museum. And certainly the museum from even here has an energy to it.
Okay.
So, when Kaz gets that information, they will relay it to Jericho first, and make their way back over to the majority of the group.
Jericho will follow along.
Any leads?
Possibly a Paleolithic-esque handprint on the museum wall. Not exactly Pompeii sounding.
In the museum,
The museum was not part of the ruins.
Well,
And I
guess.
and I will say also, Palace of Memory person. That handprint sounds an awful lot like what the Anthropos Invictus had on their uniforms.
Ah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
You mentioned
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
would
mentioned
have. with that in mind, Jericho definitely would have mentioned that already to Kaz probably as soon as they saw it, even before talking to the party.
Which speaking of, while Lane's figuring stuff out, Lane's definitely going inside the museum. Because that seems like the smart thing to do.
Alright, let's go to the museum.
The handprint was outside of it, right?
That's correct. The very wealthy tourist told you that the handprint was like on the outside of the museum.
Before going in, can I just inspect that area first?
Absolutely. Are you all
Put
going
my hand
with?
in the handprint.
So if you go towards the museum, where you do find the handprint is near a maintenance access, some steps that are leading down to a maintenance door. Putting your hand on the handprint doesn't seem to do anything. If you do that, it just appears to be a handprint.
They nudge Jericho. Do it.
Touch it?
I don't know. Can you make fire?
Yeah, absolutely. And Jericho will approach the hand and put their hand on it, and then try to summon up the fire that they can do as best they can.
Okay. Well,
Probably
you
a very timid flame at first.
a very small timid
Not sure
flame.
what the hell to do.
So in terms of just the handprint, you just sort of singe the handprint. But when you're bringing up the fire, that's kind of when you start to feel something. And emanating from below you feels like something very, very warm. But not just warm as in heat, like warm emotionally.
Below. Okay, so it just feels like there's something like deep in the earth or whatever.
Yeah, you can almost feel it moving.
Oh, what do we do? I kind of want to try to push through and see if I can figure out more. Can I push more fire into it? I don't know.
He's
Also
saying this
do-
out loud.
What?
Are they saying this out loud?
No, this is just Logan out loud to himself. Jericho is just right in the moment kind of feeling this, and I guess if it's all right, yeah, Jericho will just try to make even more powerful flames just to see if anything happens, and if not, they're like, okay.
Yeah, the more flames you make, the more you feel whatever is below almost calling to you.
Okay. But
If you could imagine a river below you, every time you make flame, you feel like it reacts.
Mm-hmm.
River of fire.
Yeah, I guess after that, Jericho would just kind of step away and explain the sort of feeling that they had. Outside of that, they just share. It's whatever I'm feeling is far down below.
Well, that's
There's
something, buddy.
down there.
Maybe maybe there's a way down in the museum. I'm sure Lane has the right idea.
There's that maintenance door.
Not a bad plan.
Lane was really good at picking the lock before.
I mean, if we're not 100% set on it, I guess I could try to find a dead person to talk to.
Oh, that would
There's
be an
probably
experience.
plenty.
At a museum, yeah, I reckon so.
In Pompeii?
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
There's one
someone
right
there,
next
but
to
then-
you.
Oh, probably.
It's on fire, screaming. Still, after all these years.
After
I'd
all
rather
this-
talk
try
to
to-
the ones attached to the artifacts personally, but that's just me.
If you try to contact the dead here, strangely, it is deathly quiet.
I feel like more than necessarily going through the whole trying to. I think Rose like kind of laughing, joking about it, or whatever, and then it's like, you know, actually, I don't think there's anyone here. Which is just wrong. For obvious reasons.
Maybe they've already passed on.
Yes, I'm sure it's simple and innocent. Like that.
Can I call upon my so actually, as a small side note, Lane was fully intending to go, like, the moment that they thought that the museum would be the smartest place to go, they 100% were going to go into the museum. If that is not too, like, obstructive or breaking of the course, I would definitely love to not be a part of the party right now and be in the museum actively. But I just wanted to check in about that because I was curious.
I assumed that Lane went into the museum.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a thing because I had words to say if so. If I was not in the museum. But if I am in the museum, I will patiently await that.
So,
Nemesis come with us? Or is Nemesis with Lane or on their own?
Nemesis would have gone into the museum.
Sorry, Ro.
no, just Ro like looks at the handprint, looks at the door right next to it, and shrugs and walks into the museum. Just like
You
goes in.
Kaz will just look after them, look at the maintenance door, and then just try to first pull it.
It's locked, but it doesn't seem to be a very complicated lock.
Yeah, I'll try to pick it, but you can go like over to inside museum times if you'd like.
Okay.
If all else fails, I can try to melt it too.
I will say that this particular lock is a very ordinary lock, and you will annihilate it very quickly.
Good teamwork.
Jericho or
Oh,
Cat,
yeah.
you
I
will like
it, and then Jericho just
You actually unlock it. It's really complex as shit. But then Jericho's an idiot and just melts it. Your artwork destroyed. Oh, so sad. No. I think Jericho would just be fascinated and watch you pick locks. Be like, what the fuck? This is so cool. Everything is a trip. Everything is an artwork. It's fantastic. They're very inspired right now.
Okay,
I
so
suppose that my craft is art.
So yeah, if you open the door, behind the door is a maintenance hallway. That one door seems to lead, as in Italian, to the museum, and another door says, another door sort of off to the left of this hallway just says security access.
Do you have any way of getting in contact with anyone else?
We have phones, man.
Didn't we, like, crush them?
Oh
maybe-
shit, that's right. Somebody. Oh man, no, that was you. This
The
is
new
all
enemy.
your fault.
The new enemies can trace us, we were told.
So,
Alright, well,
Mercury
Cat
did
was-
tell us that. We did transfer the info first, at least.
Yeah. In our preparation, none of us got burner phones.
You could,
Um,
we could assume that you've come up with some other solution. I don't know, like those like walkie-talkie phones or something.
I was gonna say, can Lane do the wireless interface thing to like use the radio,
Yeah.
or like nearby radio to
I mean,
communicate.
in theory, you could get into the museum PA system if you wanted.
That's true.
But I'm gonna assume for narrative purposes that you all have some way to contact each other if you're not in the same room.
I would
whether it
say
be
could we just
whether it be
retroactively
pigeons or
say we got burner phones, like
Baldur just made some out of
Yeah, I don't-
manly charm.
basically because I don't want to get into a
I'm-
situation here where like Kaz and Jericho just continue on the adventure while Lane, Nemesis, and Ro just look at artifacts for the rest of the game.
sounds
Great
appropriate.
game. Hey,
Yeah. Only time at the museum.
where's the others?
Uh,
Well,
Rose coming like through the door is just like maintenance store. By the handprint.
okay.
Come on.
Is there
Well-
something you wanted to see while you were in here?
There's I have a feeling if anybody's gonna know more information about how we're supposed to get there, and maybe something about Hephaestus, and then they like look around for a moment, they say in a whispered tone, maybe something about Hephaestus. So I'm hoping to find something here, but nothing in particular. It seems like the appropriate place to look for somebody. I mean, somebody who works at the museum has to know, like, the nitty-gritty details, I assume, right?
Maybe. I mean,
Unless they are ordinary museum employees.
There's no such thing as an ordinary museum employee. I
Yeah,
would
some
love
of them are Scions for Conchu.
some of them are the bride of Emotep, so you just gotta go with it. I would like to find the closest thing to Evie Carnahan that I can.
me too, buddy.
Did they find something at this maintenance store?
Well,
Oh, sorry.
I'm not entirely sure. I left when. Well, I think Kaz was trying to pick the lock as I left. So it could just be a maintenance store, and we could just be busting into the basement of the museum. But if that's the case, then I reckon we'll find a museum employee telling us to get the hell out. So win-win.
Yeah. Come on, man, let's go check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. I would also like to, while we're in here, one, I want to find a museum employee, preferably one who looks like they are some sort of person that actually does like acquisitions or something similar or along those lines.
Okay.
Somebody who's more of an archivist type situation, but also I would like to sort of call upon a ghost of Duat,
Okay.
ideally to help guide me in this situation. Just thinking about like our search and whatnot, and just like some ethereal ghostly guidance would be really good right about now, if that is a thing and you can hear me.
Okay, well if you summon a ghost, your old friend Joseph will show up. What are we? Now we're in fucking Italy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's crazy.
Well, what do
You will be pleased to know. Okay, so I freed Anubis. All right, I'm
Great.
sure you're aware, but just as a note, just so you know, I'm not like
Well,
stupid.
No, it's great. It must have been an absolute joy meeting that ray of sunshine. Um,
Hey man,
what
he's
what do
pretty
you
cool actually.
what do you want? I was watching Game of Thrones.
Of course you were. How many times? No, it's not important. Uh, God, you probably like the Red Wedding too. Okay. Anyway,
I laugh every time. I
yeah, of
laugh
course
every
you
time.
would. You,
It's hilarious.
you're such a psychopath. I love it. Okay, man. So we're trying to figure out how to get to Mount Vesuvius, but specifically like inside of it. And I have a feeling that somebody around here probably knows something about how to do that. You have any vibe check that you can do to understand, maybe, or any guidance you can offer?
Sure. Have you gone downstairs?
Like down the maintenance area or in the actual museum?
Yeah, it's like below the museum.
Okay. Is it the area that has the hand?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
that's where all the I mean, I'm looking right through the floor right now. I can see all those fucks down there.
Do they look like armed and do they look like they're on guard right now or doing anything?
No, but they're armed.
Okay. Well,
But they're like way down there.
how many of them are there?
I don't know.
Do you not know how to count, Joseph?
I mean, I do, but looking through walls ain't easy.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's fair. I wouldn't know. Sorry to rib you like that, man. I apologize. I'm just this is weird.
Yeah, this place it's really like freaking me out right now.
Yeah, honestly.
There's no dead people.
Big Sandy. Mm-hmm.
Usually there's at least like one schmuck like trying to find his mom or something, or I don't know, like, but there's nobody here.
Yeah, there's a lot of apparently a lack of dead people, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the whole soul stealing thing. Anybody tell you about that one?
Yeah, it sounds like that thing we ran into when you were looking for Jackal Boy.
Exactly. Also,
Well, I
feel like it's
keep heads
disrespectful
up
for
when you go
me to
down.
call him Jackal Boy. Like, it's fine if I call him Jackal Boy, but I feel like you shouldn't be calling him that. But, anyway, so thank you for your help. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start walking and talking to living people now. So
Great.
I guess enjoy your eternity some more, bud. And they'll like start to reach
I'll
out to
try.
do a shoulder tap, and they're like, "Yep, never mind."
What'd your guy say?
They just turn around. So we gotta go downstairs. The bad guys, the whoever they are that are after us and who have more information and probably an access into Mount Vesuvius, or they're holding Hephaestus, they're down there. There's a decent amount of them. They are armed, but they do not seem like they're on guard at the moment.
That's great. That's brilliant. I'm really glad you have him. How would you have possibly have known to go downstairs otherwise? And Ro's just gonna turn around and walk out.
Listen! And Lane's just like, hold on. As they're walking through the door after Ro. Like,
right.
at least I know that there are people down there, man.
So we will.
And they're armed. It's not. Yes, you're right. It will help.
That is a useful piece of information. Yes. So let's flash back to Kaz. Do you open that security door?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you make me a quick like a security roll, or like you could use technology, or you could use subterfuge.
Use subterfuge.
I feel like subterfuge is probably more appropriate here. However, Since you have a specialty in security systems, you get a 1+1 enhancement on this. Look at that. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm. Heck, so that's 6 die instead of 5?
No, you'll just get you'll roll whatever number of die you normally have, but the specialty just
Oh,
gives
no.
you like a free success, pretty much. That's what an enhancement is.
Yeah. Three successes.
Okay, that is just enough with the enhancement. So you
And that's included.
Okay. So you will sort of carefully remove a panel. It is hooked up to an alarm system, but you manage to bypass it. And the door is now open. And before you is what looks to be a sort of a platform with some stairs, and then the stairs lead down to a hallway that seems to be descending.
They will like look down down the platform, I guess.
Mhm.
And sorry, I was just looking to see if I have anything real quick. So they'll turn to Jericho and just be like, want to text everybody else, let them know. It's probably it.
I'm not really good at texting. I could give them a call, though.
No, it's okay. I got it. And then they'll just.
They don't use phones much.
Somehow
Well,
that makes some sense.
And I assume your compatriots will come back probably shortly after you get the door open anyway. For narrative timing.
A courtesy text, okay?
Very kind.
Courtesy.
Job.
Not really.
Good job.
So, and then so to describe it again, before you is a platform with some stairs, and then leading into a hallway that is very long and sort of straight but descending downwards. It's lit with some fluorescent light, with a lot of like conduit tubing along the sides of it.
When everybody else shows up, they will turn to Lane and ask if you find anything out interesting in the museum.
Not really.
Well, there's one bit of potentially important information.
Well, yeah. So, one, there's not a lot of ghosts in this area, which is abnormal. But also, there's definitely quite a few living folks down there, but very far down, apparently. And they are armed, but they are not they're not alert at the moment. So that's a thing.
Of stealth.
So yeah, we just need to be pretty quiet, I think. And I'll try and see if I can talk to my ghost friend a little bit more as we get closer. Because apparently that's a thing. And it's sane, and I'm completely not off my marbles, but it's actually a thing that's happening, so.
You know, honestly, from an outside perspective, this seems really normal for you.
That's fair.
Only one of us is a ghost hunter.
That's true.
And in a very Assassin's Creed fashion, on their tattoos that are knives, they will just do that and like there are knives in their hands suddenly. So let's go.
Oh my god.
Badass.
You ever played Assassin's Creed before?
No. What's that?
Oh man.
Alright.
Dude, you're gonna be so excited.
I'm,
And with that, Lane will start walking and start explaining Ezio to Cass.
No, they have to start. Oh shit! I just dropped a bunch of my dice in my excitement.
They have to talk
Explaining
about how
starting with
Italian.
Ezio is great because we're in Italy. However, they starting off with Ezio, and then they're like, wait, never mind, and then they start from the very beginning.
It's like, so it's actually a very interesting story because
Are you all walking down this hallway talking about Assassin's Creed?
That's what's happening.
Yeah, we're
Jericho's taking in all of this information, is going to remember it for future conversations.
Normally,
register it away.
normally this would be a very quiet hallway, but now it's kind of echoey with talk of Assassin's Creed.
We're
And
like
as
a
you're
bunch
going,
of high schoolers.
as you're going down the hallway, and you do feel as if you're going probably in the direction of Vesuvius. So that's good.
It's getting hotter.
Oh yes, it is getting hotter.
So sorry for all.
Rose taking up the back, just like
And I'll say, Jericho, you can actually
fumbling to
feel
himself.
running through some of the conduits that stuff that you felt before, that sort of emotional heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, Jericho's just very fascinated by it and kind of walking at their own pace.
And as you're kind of walking down the hallway, talking about Assassin's Creed, that's when two men approach with assault rifles in uniforms that have that symbol on it.
Shit, we were
You didn't
talking.
see them?
I mean, you probably saw them kind of coming, but you're not really sure where they came from. Could be further down the hall, it could be from another place, but they are not particularly hostile. Hold up there. Y'all lost?
Nah, just get out the way.
Sorry?
Get out the way.
It's a secure area, sir.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
The rifles come up a little bit.
Son, don't. I've been listening to these
Sir?
children talk about something called an Assassin's Creed for the last 10 minutes. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about, and it's giving me a hell of a headache. Now, you have two choices. You can either get the hell out of my way, or you can see what happens when those rifles get shoved someplace very uncomfortable, and we'll leave it at that. Are we clear?
They kind of look at each other, like, and then I saw some hands raised. Does somebody else want to do something, or
Cass just wants to turn to Jericho and like they have the knives, like they're about to throw them into these dudes' necks, but then they stop and they're just like, I really want to see how this plays out.
Honestly, it looks amazing. Intimidation is a form of art too. Everything is. I keep saying it.
When Nemesis makes the point about putting the rifles somewhere uncomfortable, they just turn to Ro and do the full
I think Ro was just like, but when Lane makes that face, they're like,
so.
That's
but they
called
are
faith
also
in your buddy.
they're also slowly unlatching
They're not-
their own holster.
Yeah,
Very
they're not.
casually.
They're not pointing the guns at you, but the guns are definitely coming up to a more intimidation posture. Sir, the rest of you, this is a secure area, and we are going to have to ask you to leave. If you turn around, right up the way you came.
Nemesis keeps walking.
Can I do a ideally I would love to do subterfuge and presence, maybe. I would like to try and convince these folks that I am here to do a shoot about a haunting. And that is why I'm down here. And I want to try and use my fame and the specific niche that I do to be like, I'm here to do some cool shit. Just let me do my cool shit. I promise I won't do anything bad.
Give me a roll.
I want to.
They're gonna get us killed.
No, it's fine. You've already been to the underworld like at least 3 times at this point too, so it's not like it matters.
If this doesn't work, somebody's getting choke slammed.
Oh, I hope it. Never mind.
It's either gonna go easily or less easily, but it's gonna go one way or another.
Then
Kaz is holding onto their knives very tightly.
Yeah.
Because this is too slow for them. And the fact that these guys aren't taken out already and have active comms to alert other people is making them very anxious.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. A couple things happen at once. Nemesis walks past them, so they turn. One of them turns back because Lane, you address them, and what do you say?
I just turn and say, okay, hold on. I've heard some very interesting stories, underground stories nobody has covered yet about there is definitely at least 1 or 2 ghosts that have never been talked about before of a different classification that nobody has heard of before. And it's very, very specific and interesting, and it only happens here, and I have to record about this. You don't even understand. And they just like go on about like doing this research and all of this shit about ghost hunting and getting into the pedantics of it and whatnot, and just nerd vernacularing the hell out of them until they get confused enough, but I'm excited enough and famous enough that they're like, sure, hopefully.
So he looks at you and says, Lane Carnahan?
Yep.
Well, no one told us you were here, so we'll just have to escort you down.
Yep, that's totally fine actually. I'm kind of used to just trying to get into places, and people aren't usually as nice.
We'll take you to
guys
get we'll take you down and see if we can get a security clearance.
Sweet, thank you. This is my crew. So just all of us.
This is Alpha 3. We're bringing a couple tourists or something down for a security clearance. We don't know how they got down here. ETA 3
important.
minutes. Come on.
And Lane just turns around to the rest of the group and just...
So, yeah, they will continue to escort you down the hall. Is anybody gonna try to murder them or chokeslam them?
Not
Or
yet.
we just gonna roll with it? Okay.
I would
stay behind them.
question... Actually, no, Ty, you go first, sorry.
I was just asking if I'm able to stay behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're no longer threatened by you. They're just moving into what appears to be standard security protocol. Maybe there was a guest list they didn't get today, so they are taking you down.
Cool. So they just have their knives behind their backs, looking like, just a simple, normal little tourist.
Could I have, when they started to speak into their things, and they started to say the bit of we don't know how they got down here, could I have mentally cut the transmission before they started to fully say we don't know how they got down here, or anything like that, just to minimize
Okay.
suspicion, ideally.
Okay.
Just like we don't need to talk about the fact that we're down here for no reason, but that's not important.
Yeah, so as far as you know, security station didn't hear that. And
Sick.
they continue to take you further and further down into the facility. I am now spending a threat or tension that the further you get down, the hotter it is getting. So you are now all under a -1 complication to physical actions, except Jericho, who is quite nice down here.
Am I able to cool my body down at all?
Yes.
And I'm on SSRIs, so it's even worse for me.
Actually, Kaz, in fact, if you wanted to do it, I think you have a means to imbue legend and cool everything down. But consider when you want to do that. Because you have 2 legend points.
Hey, Ian,
Mhm.
storyteller. At the party, was anyone wearing like signet rings or any cool identifying things like that?
No.
No, cool.
The only identifying marker that the teams had was that same red badge. That's what the security was wearing. That was what the assault teams were wearing. It's what the security at the mansion was wearing when you guys rescued Anubis.
Cool.
That's about the only identifying, other than sometimes name tags, that they're wearing. These guys are not wearing name tags.
Oh yeah, because they're just gonna be David anyway.
Oh, that would be fun. You get down there, the manager is David.
Everybody's David.
Oh, you fucking, like...
I'm gonna kill you. Death to all Davids.
Legend. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you will essentially counteract the effects. You will notice security will start to move a little slower. They're kind of looking around like, man, AC seems on the fritz down here or something. I don't know.
It's incredibly hot. How do you work like this?
Guess you get used to it. Got some kind of project or something in the... No, you shut up.
Oh, like an art project?
I do hear they have to keep them at a certain temperature. You're right.
Sort of an art project. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't have that kind of clearance. Anyway, here we are. And they get to, at the end of the hallway, they get to a door. They open the door into a much larger room that is circular. Before you, very hot. And appears to have a large elevator right in the center of it. But around it are a couple of spokes that lead off into other hallways. So a big circular room with a bunch of these sort of spokes leading off to other hallways. Lots of people walking around with guns. Lots of people walking around that look like they're maybe in lab coats and research people, possibly. And they say, okay, we're just going to take you all to the security station, get you checked out. Procedure is we have you scanned.
Or?
And for what? I have, like metal and whatnot in my body.
It's not for metal, particular security issue.
Right, but like implants, like if like I don't want anything to like, disrupt that because God forbid, I die in your care. Sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen, so I would just like prefer to know what kind of scan it is. I mean, you understand, right? Like health reasons. Like
Right, if you die down here, we own the lawyers.
you what?
Please. They kind of lead you off to the nearest spoke and take you into a room where there is a another individual sitting at a desk with some paperwork and a computer. And he looks up and not
Question.
and to avoid NPC theatering. Go on.
I was gonna say, once we got down to the lower point, Lane would like to just kind of be walking and just go, Joseph, hey, and just try and call forth the the ghost.
He doesn't answer.
Oh, you bastard! Are you doing this because you can't or because you won't?
He does not answer.
Shit.
So did
Well-
they tell me what kind of scan it is? Sorry.
No, they did not. So
I think Rose's gonna kind of lean into Lane and be like, "You feel confident you can disrupt the scan?"
It depends on what technology they're using, but hopefully.
So
I have
you-
a feeling that with the way that they said that, they're not talking about any normal kind of scan, though. I have a really bad feeling that they're scanning for divinity, which is not good.
Kaz will lean in to. I assume we're all huddled close enough together that we can all hear each other whisper and nobody else can.
I hope so.
We're just like moving in a tight football huddle at all times.
Hope y'all can read lips. Kaz will like lean in and be like, with like a smile, like, I am going to kill people if this goes wrong. Just so you're aware.
Are we supposed to be worried about that or try to convince you not to?
No, I just want you to be aware.
No,
So security.
people dying is good for me, man.
While you're talking, security will bring you into this room, and there's, like I said, there's a desk and a guy behind a computer, also in a vest, and he's working at the computer. And then he looks up like, what the hell is this? And they explain, like, it's Lane Carnahan, sir. That they say that they're here to look for ghosts. Well, they're not on the list. Well, I'm gonna get him scanned and get him out of here. That sounds awfully suspicious. He leans over and he picks up something that looks like sort of like a gun.
We've come all the way here to this country to look for ghosts here, and you're just gonna send us off without double checking why we're not on the list?
This is a very specific. The reason why we are not on the list is because we have tried multiple times. Actually, Ty, is this something that you want to say before I say my thing?
Can happen at the same time.
Okay.
He
I just
is
wanted to make
largely
sure.
this person is largely not. He is ignoring you and walking straight up to you, Lane, with this gun, and is about to scan you with it.
I am
gonna-
going to try to like make sure that does not work if I can.
Or Kaz.
Hold on. So as Lane is trying to explain this and he's walking up, Kaz is going to look at Nemesis and be like, just give him a look. Can I throw my knife into his neck?
Okay. I'll give you a surprise to do it. So make your roll.
The talking isn't working. Also, I just like slammed my dice tray and they went everywhere. So once
Okay.
I love murder. It's my favorite part of these games.
I wanna steal, but murder.
Where's where is it?
Are you throwing the knife?
Yeah, I'm throwing it into his neck.
Okay, so that's
But I
going to
can't
be
find.
Dex. I think you have an enhancement to use them, if I remember correctly.
I believe I do, but I can't find it because the PDF is being weird.
I too shall look upon PDFs.
Well, it's probably close combat because we're like kind of close together, and he's like walking up to them. So that's 5, and I don't know if I have anything. I feel like I do.
You have a knack. Master of Weapons.
Yeah, Master of Weapons.
You could add more tags to it, but that doesn't matter so much right now. But yeah.
Tags like more than one person?
No, tags are like different effects.
Oh.
But since these are essentially mooks, that doesn't matter too much.
Okay.
So I just give you a roll.
Okay. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Lane is just like, we weren't able to get the permissions, but this was a really important thing. And they're also looking at the scanning gun, just like, that's not gonna happen. No, that's not working.
So here's what happens. He's scanning you, Lane, and a red light comes on, and he's starting to say, "Shit, it's a bait," and then a knife hits him in the throat, and he is a corpse. So
When
anyone
that
else want to use
happens-
that? Yeah.
When that happens, Nemesis will spin around and grab the closest guard and chokeslam him.
All right, give me the roll.
Which just leaves the guy at the desk, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Guy at the desk just got knifed in the throat.
There were just one guard
So there's
with
two
us.
guards.
There were
guy at the
three.
desk.
There are 3 total. There were like 2 guys
So
that
it
were
leaves-
escorting you.
Okay, I for some reason I thought that was one of the escorts, so it leaves an escort then.
Right. So you have escort 1, escort 2, and then sergeant knife in his throat.
Okay, so that
Or
It's a good name.
4 successes.
yeah, you pick him up, choke slam him, and he is out. So there's one more. If
yeah,
someone wants to
Ro-
surprise him.
yeah, Ro. I think Ro actually does not use their gun because that's going to alert someone. So I want to know what's in the area that Ro could potentially use as bludgeon.
You have death by teacup.
I
So
do. So pretty
anything
much
is a
anything.
bludgeon. You could
Which-
use your shoe if you wanted to.
As a small side note, just to aid in this, I assume that this figure is close-ish to Lane.
Or you could
Uh,
conceivably like pistol whip them even.
I think I'm gonna do you one better narratively if we're close enough to Lane. I'm gonna pick up the gun that was just used to identify Lane and bludgeon him to death with that.
I like it.
Which, on that note, so if they're close to me, I think that Lane's just like natural deathly nature would sort of emanate in this panic moment, and I'm going to use the Way of All Flesh. So I set a character's life force. All attacks against this gain the aggravated tag for 1 scene. When they take damage, they treat their defense and armor total as 1 point lower than it actually is to determine injury.
Okay.
So whatever CJ or whatever Ro is about to do to this man, it's gonna hurt more.
Okay.
Can I argue? Well, it's a physical trait. Can I argue dexterity for that since it's, I mean, probably a grab it, you know.
I've
kind of.
got no issue with that.
Okay. And that'd be what? Dexterity and close combat, I'm guessing.
Close combat, unless you want to throw it.
I would like to throw it, actually.
That's
That'd be
athletics.
great. Aw, okay, that doesn't help me actually. I was like, firearms? Alright, I'm gonna have to
Clever
tweak
use.
this character sheet next time I level up. Or, well, actually, you can tweak in between sessions. You can move a point before
Yes.
or after, things like that. So I'll have to do that next time. But for now, we're just gonna go with
Roll me something.
close combat and dexterity and hope for the best. There is a 10 and a 9 and an 8. So
There we go.
That's enough.
and another 10 and a 7. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
4
like
5.
yeah, so punks, these punks basically have a defense of 2, which is reduced to a 1 by Lane's mumbo jumbo, and they have 1 health level. So you, I don't know, you basically take this gun and his head comes off pretty much.
Smash his brains in.
I would like to stress that Ro, who has basically not done a lot of fighting and has cast gun, just grabbed a thing and threw it at someone's head, and it probably just split in half.
Yeah, you also have the benefit of breaking this item, so no one's gonna scan you with this now.
Yeah,
Kinda like
Lane
flips it
watches
off.
that happen. They
So
like
now-
see it fly past and see the guy's head, and they're like,
So now the room is
Jericho's nauseous now. Once
Yeah.
more.
the room.
Returns.
The room is
I thought I
empty.
was okay with this, but
Well,
now
the room
people are
is-
dying and this is gross.
The room is now quiet with three dead or unconscious guards.
I think Ro's gonna look at Jericho and like just kind of press a flask, the whiskey flask into his hand and go, I have a feeling you're gonna have to get used to this. And just kind of
Engine or whiskey, fuck.
Fortunate Son begins to play.
God
Alright,
damn.
I'd like to investigate the desk really quick to see if I can garner any interesting information without taking too long.
There is a computer at
I
the
also
desk.
want to see if their ghosts pop out.
No, their
Oh,
ghosts do not pop out. Not yet.
Lane, come look at this computer. You're better with this shit than I am. I mean,
It's
I'm
true.
better at it this time than I was last time, but I'm still not very good.
Last time,
In-
were we doing something last time?
No, I meant before. Like,
Okay.
just look at the computer, please.
Yep, got it. And they will try and see if they can garner some information whatsoever about what is happening here and hopefully where they are holding Hephaestus, because I assume that they probably are.
So, are you gonna hack
Your
the
voice,
computer?
I mean.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna hack.
Give me a hacksaw roll.
Sweet.
Hacker voice, I'm in.
Okay, so let's do assume intellect and then
I minimized my tab for that joke on accident.
we're gonna do subterfusion technologies. Cool. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, so 2. Ooh, 3.
Real quick, while you roll, Kaz turns to Jericho and asks, he's a god of fire. What do you feel right now?
I feel a little sick. But besides that, I mean, it feels hot, but it's probably uncomfortable for you, but it feels like emotion. And
I'm great, actually.
oh, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. This feels very interesting.
Well, I would say
There's
Jericho,
oh yeah.
the heat is definitely down.
Yeah, and they relay that as well. Just it's definitely down below. I just unfortunately I can't quite find a path through that feeling alone. It's all just flowing around.
Lane, I will say with that success, you get a couple of things. First of all, you get a big ass list of AI facilities from all over the world.
Interesting.
And do you want to? I assume you want to save those in some way.
Yes, yeah, I would like to. I think knowing that Lane was going into a interesting situation, just in general, they probably usually have a flash drive on them for the sake of like
Okay.
uploading data and whatnot. But in this particular situation, they're just doing the movie hacker thing of
Yes.
plugging in their flash drive and just taking as much information as possible.
So to preserve the tension of the moment, we'll say you're downloading that, and the other thing that's coming up on this computer is that there's a little bit of information about this facility. It's a research power facility here in Vesuvius with a classified project known as Project Talos. You can't get into the Project Talos information because it's just not accessible from this computer.
Okay.
But it also gives you the idea that if you have the right clearance, that the Talos is probably downstairs.
Yeah. Do I garner any idea just through like emails or anything like that of like who might be assigned to Project Talos for the sake of figuring out whose office I might need to go to or what area I might need to go to?
No,
Specific.
it doesn't give you a lot of specific people. It gives you
Okay.
like a security level clearance. And
Does
the
it mention
idea
like
that
a floor that it's on?
it's on the Talos facility is on the bottom floor.
Okay. So we at least know that's a step forward, but how do we get there?
Is Lane saying anything out loud?
Oh yeah, 100%. They're talking to themselves the entire time.
Elevator.
Hey, did anybody remember the elevator in the other room? It's an elevator in the other room.
That's good. That should get to us to where we need to be. I'm just gonna walk over to the scientist guy and see if he has any sort of like key card or anything on him.
Oh yes, he does.
I loot his body, which is something you don't often get to say in a non-fantasy setting.
That's right. Roll the bodies. You get 15 gold pieces,
Oh,
a
sweet.
rusty sword, security clearance, an AK-47, and a
Security
kobold
clearance of
foot.
an AK-47. Perfect. And a what? A football card?
A
Is that
kobold foot. Yeah.
Oh, a kobold foot. I thought
Oh,
you were
good.
like, he's got some
That's
baseball trading cards on
that's
him as
just
well.
that's just vendor trash. You can go to the nearest shop and sell that for a couple gold pieces.
I will take his humerus.
That's not very funny.
Yes, no, a bone pun. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, like that. The quest giver has requested that you get 5 security ears to turn in for XP on the quest. So make sure to take their ears. But yeah, he's got a security card.
Sweet.
Yeah, right.
What do you all do now?
That.
I think it might be elevator time.
Elevator go down the hole.
Yep. It's just kind of like, this might help.
Sick.
So do you just all wander back out this door and then wander right to the elevator?
Yeah.
Can I use the key card to lock the security door from the outside? Feels like a reach. Oh,
It'll
cool,
probably
great.
it would probably lock from the outside anyway. You'd probably have to be buzzed in. That would make narrative sense.
So instead of fucking around with it, Ro checks the handle and makes sure it's locked.
Yeah.
It's like,
so do you just walk with all the confidence in the world?
Yeah.
I want to have done one more thing.
Okay.
I would like to have taken one of their security earpieces.
Okay. Sure.
Have there been cameras through the hallways and things?
No. There were not.
Okay. All right.
Good for us.
Ro, make sure if there's a microphone, it's turned off. On the little security earpiece.
Right, to the elevator we go. Yeah, we just walk with confidence, or at least Kaz does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody
We
else
belong
follows.
here.
Ro
We
has
have
no
a
reason not
badge.
to.
We have a clearance card.
Obviously, we belong here.
Multi-pass.
We got
That's-
clearance.
We got the green key card.
So you've got the key card, and you just walk over to the elevator. I rolled a 1. No one stops you.
Perfect.
I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if I roll with it. But yeah, you walk over to the elevator. There is definitely a place to slide the card into the elevator next to it. Not into the elevator. You don't just throw your card into the elevator.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay. Elevator opens. So, the elevator only has one place that it goes. It just requires another key card swipe, and if you do that, the elevator starts to descend down and possibly far.
Why is it so bloody hot?
Like, the facility starts to fade away, and it almost seems like you're descending into the lava itself and then, like, under it.
Stupid question. This in character, where it's just like, stupid question. There's lava and fire gods.
Is that a question or a statement?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
my first question was, why is it so hot?
Oh, I see.
But
Is it getting
Yeah,
like
the
is the
lava
the
flared
feeling of the fire growing as well? By the way,
oh yes, like
Oh, fuck yeah.
it's getting almost like an uncomfortable, like, anxiety level of, like, emotion coming from this fire.
oh yeah, I'm drinking a little more of that whiskey then, just as it gets more intense. Like, oh fuck.
And as the elevator stops, it kind of it opens, and you find yourself in a very large open chamber that resembles what appears to be a gigantic workshop. And set in the workshop towards the back of it appears to be not quite set up like a puppeteer, but its arms are kind of hung up and its legs it's kneeling, and it is a gigantic, probably 30 to 50 foot tall robot. It's hard to see exactly like what it is exactly. It is cast in bronze. It has sort of a Greek helmet on it, and it has like 2 big eyes that are not lit up right now, and sort of a featureless face, like just like a plate here where its face would be, and it's just sort of sitting there. And that is when...
Question.
Yep.
For just aesthetic purposes in my mind, is it more like Is it more like Gundam robot or more like really Warforgey, like automaton or something, like more human-esque?
The
Or
second, like if an ancient Greek made an automaton, this would be it.
cool, cool. Okay, yeah, that's really fucking sick.
And that is when you see this other individual working on something with a hammer at a workbench. In a wheelchair. So
All right. Who is this person?
you don't know.
I thought I told you never to interrupt me while I'm working. Wait. You're not my security guards.
No shit. Kaz walks outside of the elevator, by the way, closer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Rose stepped out of the elevator.
Katya Lafison. Pleasure.
Huh. Well, I'll give you this. You have far more metal to you than your companions.
My name's Ro.
Nemesis.
Well,
Forgive the weak stomach.
Kaz like pushes Jericho forward.
You're Hephaestus?
I am.
Fuck. You have fire. You have fire with you. And not just the kind that you use to forge anything, but you have some understanding of this fire. The fire, right?
About fire, Jericho. Lane is just like very awkwardly standing behind Jericho.
Did you come all this way for the quintessence? The fire that lights the world? The flame of Prometheus? All the wonders of the workshop, and you've come for a spark?
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Flattered.
I have fire, child. The question isn't if I have the fire. The question is, do you have the metal to take it? To hold it?
I mean, I wouldn't mind a bitchin' hammer, but, you know.
I'm sorry, you have the wrong god. A hammer is a tool, nothing more.
Yeah. But in your hands, it creates wonders.
That it does. That it does. Well, wouldn't want to be rude and leave you standing in the doorway. May as well come in. Watch your step. There's pools of things on the floor, oils and fluids and humors and whatnot.
Why?
Why not?
I guess, yeah. Sorry, that was a stupid question. It's just, why is it all over the floor? You know?
Because this is a workshop.
You
Not
know,
so stupid
This
question.
the surgery is not clean. This is not where philosophers stand. This is where theory is put to action. And much like the surgeon, that requires sacrifice. That requires blood. That requires fluid. There is nothing clean about creation.
Who's your friend here?
You haven't earned the answer to that question yet. So you seek the ember, the spark. Why?
you know how I'm not sure if you've noticed the perhaps Hades, yeah, has been particularly quiet lately, or any of the other gods that sort of rule over death.
We're
Notice,
looking for Osiris. They just interrupt.
hey man, yeah, okay. So, but have you noticed?
No. They stopped paying attention to me a long time ago. And I ignore them in kind.
Well, okay. So the thing is, they're being held captive, I think, and used. And we have it on pretty good authority that your fire might be able to help us. Or, well, the primal fire might be able to help us.
To help you.
Free the death gods. I mean, so souls are just like wandering around right now. And when they're not, they're being used to do who the fuck knows what. For some very sketchy folks.
Who like we're in their base right now. So not so stupid question. What do you think you're doing down here, buddy?
That was going to
What
be
am
my
I?
question.
What am I doing down here? My greatest work. My magnum opus.
Hmm.
Talos.
Hmm. And do you know who you're
Beautiful, is it
working
not?
for?
Who am I working for? I'm working for me.
You don't really care, do you?
I have been given the greatest tools I have ever wielded. The greatest forge. My every wish is fulfilled. So long as I continue the work. It's all about the work.
Hmm. Cass just like looks at everybody else. We're gonna have to kill a god, aren't we?
And okay, I don't know if this is something that I can do, but can I try to get a vibe check on like if he is in his right state of mind?
I don't think so.
Damn. Okay.
You're not that powerful yet.
Oh
This-
yeah.
This dude seems like an artist who is in their mojo right now to Jericho, in a way. And it just feels like they really don't care what's going on upstairs. Just happy to be here, kind of deal. And I guess while they're all kind of, starting to get more aggressive, Jericho's gonna sort of step forward and be like, I mean, I have a reason why I would want the fire.
Speak it, child.
I've not really felt much emotion for a long time until recently, and ever since I came here, I feel it flowing through these walls, and it's breathtaking. I'd like to be able to just hold some of that in me for once. and to use it to protect those things that make those feelings spark more. It's selfish, but that's what I want.
Interesting. Well, the ember that you seek is already within you, if you feel so strongly. You need only fan its flames. One moment.
You just want to stay here, though, don't you?
I want to finish my work. To give breath to Talos.
Okay. And is Talos gonna destroy the world? Just a thought.
What do I care? What has the world ever done for me?
Well, as a small note, just to give you some perspective. So, this is your magnum opus, you said, right?
Yes.
What are you supposed to do when it's done?
Rest.
You think you'll be satisfied? You think that you, a creator, will be satisfied after you finish this one piece? You think that you'll be done?
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
If you finish this, that means that you've finished the most important thing that you've ever created, and you'll never be able to top that. So, why would you ever finish it? Yeah.
Because it will earn me a place in the new order.
There it is.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
did
well-
I hear right, or did I not understand correctly? This flame thing is inside of Jericho and has been all along?
Yeah, some Disney shit. Not really satisfying. Jericho's crying. No.
I was thinking that too.
Children get a spark of the divine in you, and you suddenly take everything literally.
The power wasn't you all along.
It's the power.
You don't get a place in the new order. You can't get a place in the new order if you don't give a shit. See, the world out here that ignores you and, doesn't give you anything, that's what happens when you don't care.
My father hurled me from the peak of Olympus because he could not look upon my visage. When I attempted to stop my father from his treatment of my mother, I was punished for it and exiled. The Pantheon decided in their wisdom to try to buy my loyalty by gifting me with the most beautiful woman that ever walked the planet, who was then forced to be my wife and could never stomach to bring herself to look upon me with any kind of love or grace. The most beautiful woman in the world was my wife, and she would not even so much as hold my hand. She only had eyes for Ares. That is the gift of the old order to me.
That
Me.
definitely sounds like some very specifically familial trauma and not overarchingly the issue of other gods. So I think that that's something that you need to work through with your parents and less so with everybody else in the world. Because honestly, gotta say, the second that everything's over, they are completely gonna forget about you and they're gonna let you rot. And honestly, they actually probably will try to harvest your energy too, because they're fucking doing it to other gods, so they might as well do it to you. So, like, you can either deal with familial trauma or you can die. You know?
Why do you care so much, children?
We're trying to save the fucking world. The world that you guys made. Don't you care?
Why?
Because y'all fucked it up. We're gonna fix it. You're talking about rest. I can help you with that.
There's still some good left in this world, Hephaestus. And it's worth fighting for.
That was a Lord of the Rings quote, you son of a bitch. that was Samwise. Movies. Sorry for breaking the tension. It fucking killed me.
With Talos, I can help wipe the slate clean. Start new.
Not like this.
As you all are talking, Kaz has kind of wandered off and is approaching Talos.
Oh god.
And you wouldn't have noticed Kaz. Kaz is very good and very sneaky. However, what you do notice that as Kaz gets closer, those two big eyes I was talking about start to fill up with fire. And Talos begins to move.
You should not have done that. You should not have done that.
Why?
Call it off?
You have awakened him. You have awakened Talos. And I built him with a failsafe to ensure that once activated, he could not be dissuaded from his path.
As Talos begins to rise, you're able to see that the machine crosses at least 100 feet. It is massive, and also this room is massive as well, able to contain this giant robot. And the robot, Talos, begins to swivel its head back and forth, and then it addresses the room, saying, Primary objective, Protocol Vesuvius. Secondary objective, remove all evidence of activity. And that is where we will roll initiative.
Yeah, wait.
Okay.
Before that, I think that, Ro has mostly been sitting back and sort of watching a lot of this with the occasional snide comment because it's Ro. But when they see Kaz touch this thing and it start to come alive, their focus is immediately shifted over there. And when it starts saying eliminate evidence, I would like to take my move action as Ro to and it is called Immortal Liminal Step Sideways. So the mechanics here is when I take a move action, I cross the distance instantly and ignore hazardous and difficult terrain. So I think actually I have a great question for you as the GM. Would it be possible for me to do this twice? Would it be smarter for me to do it once I have a hold of Kaz? And am I able to do it while holding someone? Not like holding super wife carry, but I mean wrapping someone and
Well,
running.
Here's the thing, is that you can do pretty much anything if you spend legend.
Yeah, that's true.
You could do that, if you want to do something,
Legend to spend.
it's something you could try. If you want to do it, I think with how you're saying it, I kind of think it would involve legend, particularly if you're trying to do it before anything else happens. Are you trying
I'm happy to spend legend to do that?
Okay.
Yeah. So, how I see this happening is as that thing starts to speak, mechanically they're not necessarily doing it because it happens so fast. It looks like Ro teleports next to Kaz, grabs Kaz, and teleports back to where the rest of the party is.
Just like Edward Cullen.
Oh, jeez. Please tell me you didn't say that out loud.
I think Elaine might have mumbled that under their breath, but not loud enough for anybody else to hear.
Yeah, keep those thoughts to yourself, but yeah, it's basically just a split-second reaction. It's grabs Kaz by the arm or the wrist and just whiplash, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that happen?
Yeah, I think with the legend spend, legend is pretty much god power, so.
Right. Kaz is disoriented as fuck, and then they just turn to Ro what the fuck are you doing? I was doing something.
Yeah, getting killed.
No, I need to be fucking close.
Oh, I'm happy to put you back there if you'd like.
Well, I guess we'll see how this plays out now.
I am rolling initiative.
Initiative!
So it's going to be your choice of combat stat and cunning. And let me know what successes you get.
Sorry, what is it with cunning again?
Yeah, it's the amount of dice you're going to roll is the essentially the cunning plus a combat stat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or one of the combat skills. Sorry. 2, okay.
Yep, I got you. Oh, fuck. That's throwing
Can I use
dice everywhere.
Okay. Can I use technology as my combat stat? I have a very specific idea for that, and so if not, that's fine.
No, so
I'm just trying to do some fuckery.
to let you and the audience know, my house rule for Scion is if you use a non-combat stat for initiative, I kind of expect you to do non-combat things or things that are related to that skill. That makes sense?
That is my plan.
That's fine.
As long as it's something that is feasible for me to do, I would love to do that.
It just stops people from going like, I'm going to use empathy, and then I'm going to shoot
yeah.
them with my gun. Kaz, that's 6.
Nice, actually.
Jericho, what'd you get? 3? That's 3, right, Jericho?
Absolutely. Beautiful number.
6.
6, okay.
Jericho might be resilient, but they are not cunning.
I got like 3 10s in there, man. It's fucking ridiculous.
Okay,
The
so the
intellect.
first 2 that can act in any order that they want would be Lane and Kaz.
Kaz, if you want to go first, you're more than welcome.
Well, now I have no proximity to do what I was planning.
Are you 2 uncertain of what you want to do, or?
I know what I want to do. I was just gonna let Kaz go first if they had something in mind. Okay, then I'll go. So, just judging based off of, like, experience and media, Lane is going to assume that this thing is at least partially electronic in some capacity, and especially because Hephaestus has been working with those chuckleheads. So I'm going to try and see if I can connect using my like wireless interface to at least try to disrupt the parts of Talos that are technological, if there are. And I will use Legend if I have to, because Lane very much wants to try and at least get their fingers inside of Talos, so to speak.
Okay. How are you using wireless interface?
So electronic devices respond to me without needing to touch them. They must be powered on and functional. So I am just like, I think that Lane's looking at this, and I think that they really use their phone for a lot of stuff. Like, I feel like Kaz did a lot of stuff with Lane's phone, so I'm just gonna roll with the idea of, like, they just kind of inadvertently are using their phone, and they're just, like, going into this, like, trance-like state where they're just, like, looking at Talos, and they're trying to see if there's something that they can do.
Okay.
At least to... I assume there's no way that I'm going to be able to power this shit down, but I would love to at least, like, see if I can disable something or disrupt his, like, speed for a second or disconnect him for a moment, something, just to try and give our friends more time or make it a little bit easier to not die.
Make me a roll. I'm going to be looking for, like, 6 successes. With the understanding that you can only disrupt the technological parts that are not mechanical in this.
Yeah. It's just the electronic side of things. Okay, so I assume technology and then, intellect?
Sure.
So 5 successes. Not a whole lot, but...
Okay. Yeah, you run up against a
firewall?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and it works. Yeah, you run up against a firewall that's a lot more complicated than one you've ever seen. So you do not succeed in getting into Talos's whatever computer's in there. You think that there is something in there.
Okay.
But you do gain the team a point of momentum.
Sweet. Yeah, Lane will just, like, perpetually keep trying to, like, get through that until somebody needs something else. Just as a note.
And then to further get fun with mechanics, I am now going to use...
How dare you?
A point of my tension to interrupt the initiative order with Talos.
Wow.
I attempt to disbelieve.
Talos...
These are not the Scions you're looking for.
steps forward. And I really need to know where everybody is right now positioned.
Nemesis will be out in front, getting ready to charge this thing.
Okay. Kaz, do you still have your winter power up?
Mhm.
Okay.
Rose probably just ahead of Kaz, not in like a I'm protecting you kind of way, but in a I just grabbed you and pulled you back sort of way.
Okay.
Um,
So I'm gonna. Jericho, where are you?
I mean, how large is this location again?
It's pretty huge.
Okay. I think that Jericho would probably be closer to Hephaestus, if anything, depending on where Hephaestus is,
Okay.
and just watching a little from the back.
yeah, how
All
close is Hephaestus to Talos?
Not super close.
Okay. Because I think that
So-
lane would also be like close-ish to Talos, or not to Talos, to Hephaestus because they were talking.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that the three kind of front runners then are Ro, Kaz, and Nemesis. So all three of you give me a defense roll. So that's just your highest resistance stat.
The resilience stat or physical stat?
It can be whatever your highest resilience is. Like it can be like your resolve even, I believe.
Question is, if you fail a defense roll, do you also gain a momentum?
Yes.
So now we have
Any-
two.
Now
Okay.
we have 3.
You all failed your defense rolls. Okay.
Yes.
My highest resilience stat is 2 dots.
God.
Okay. So, what happens here then is Talos raises his leg and stomps down really hard in front of you all. And here's where I also want to discuss the idea of scale. Because Talos is massive, he does also get pretty much a +2 enhancement to anything he's going to try to do to you because he's massive. That being said, that's only a total of 5 successes. So he's going to spend 2 of those on World Breaker, which basically turns most of the room into difficult terrain. So he stomps down on the ground and just shit goes everywhere. And now the area is difficult terrain. Which is no problem. I'm glad you brought up epic dexterity because that doesn't even affect you.
I have another one that actually is like that doesn't affect me because of it. So I'm just really good at weird terrain, I guess.
Yeah. However, he will hit and inflict an injury condition on both Ro and Nemesis from this attack.
Okay.
And then I think he's out of successes. He can't get through Kaz's defense with what I've got.
Is it a bruise condition or an injury condition?
It'll be a bruised. He's not. So. Okay.
I mean, unless you're already bruised and you only have 1 bruise slot, then it's an injured condition.
Yeah.
But I was like,
So yeah, that was pretty amazing. if
that's one word for it.
yeah, so yeah, he just stomps and pretty much messes up the whole room. So now we're on Kaz's initiative.
How far away is Talos?
He's not more than a move action away, particularly because he's huge.
I just didn't know how big this space was.
It's fairly large, but I'd say it's you're within a range band of him, so you could move to him and attack.
I would
if
have
you-
only gotten you a move action away anyway because that's all my mortal liminal can do. So
question. Am I able to run back close to him, touch him, and use overwhelming chaos?
Yep.
I'm imbuing that legend. I will just overwhelm the chaos.
Okay. So you overload a machine or person's mind with concentrate empathy. Machines break down completely. Okay, so I don't think you can break him down completely.
I mean, so,
What?
question, because, like, I have been working on dealing with the mechanical, or, like, the, like, electronic parts of Talos, could that be helpful for Kaz?
No.
Oh, shoot.
Because this is mechanical versus electronic. But that will put a major complication, I think, on he'll have to overcome a complication of 2. But do you want to do anything else other than overwhelming chaos?
No.
Okay.
I would like to say that since I don't have to touch it, I just in order to imbue that overwhelming chaos, I just give it a firm.
It's like vicious mockery.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, you see as sort of Talos is drawing his foot back, like some various screws fall out, and a spring. I don't want it to be too cartoony, but like just various pieces of it fall off.
What are you doing? My creation.
Yeah, that's gonna destroy the world, dude.
Good. Let it die.
I don't have time for your nihilism, okay? Let's defeat this fucking thing.
Ro, it's your turn.
Okay.
Calling Hephaestus dude is probably one of my favorite things.
I am going to use... had it and then lost it. I'm going to use Overworld Knowledge, which I can do once per scene. It's a knack roll. So that I can ask questions relevant to the events transpiring, 1 for each success. So for this Overworld Knowledge, what would be the skill that I would be using to make this roll?
I think that depends on the question.
Okay. I can ask 1 question per success, but I can tell you what my initial question is.
Well, so if we're doing it like that, because I don't think it's very well explained in the book, but I think that probably in this case,
the whole thing is 1 times per scene is a knack roll. For each success, you can ask a question of the story guide relevant to the events transpiring. Spend momentum to ask additional questions.
I'm thinking it's going to be a mental plus occult would probably be the knack roll.
Yeah, it should be. I think you get to pick my skill and I get to pick the attribute.
Okay. Well, occult seems appropriate for the situation you're in.
Yeah, and I'll probably do intellect. I'll probably do intellect occult then.
Okay.
Because I think you're right. I think mental is the correct arena for this.
Okay.
So with that being the case, I guess, well, let's see if I get any successes before I bother coming up with questions. I have 1. I hope I get more successes, but we'll see. Okay. I've got a 10. In some story path games, they don't explode, they just count for 2, but I like exploding. So I get to roll more dice that way. This is, upsetting amounts of overkill, actually. Okay,
It,
fine.
it is 5. That is upsetting amounts of overkill.
Rose gonna be like, why is the sky blue? Okay. The first question is I'm trying to think of a way that asks this that isn't just like ungodly OP to ask. Are there are any non-combat ways to shut this thing down apparent to me?
No.
Okay.
In fact, Hephaestus had told you there was a failsafe, so that it could not be stopped.
Yeah, so that it won't shut down. Yeah, exactly.
And that is a failsafe constructed by a god with significantly higher legend than you all.
Do I think Hephaestus can stop it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I've got 3 more questions. Fuck. What's
Many
Hephaestus'
questions,
favorite
DM.
dessert? I think I'm trying to think of things that are. I mean, I know that like it's supposed to be a pretty OP power, but I'm still trying to think of things that are reasonable and fair to ask.
Were you guys waiting for me? I'm sorry.
No.
No.
Okay.
I didn't even notice you were gone.
Oh. Wow.
Love you.
Thanks, CJ. Thank you.
I'm in.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Getting 2 in character. Okay. So that's 2. Great. 2 whole. Okay. I know that I have already the knowledge that basically Hephaestus is like, let the world burn. This sucks. That I got that one for free. Do I think Hephaestus can be reasoned with? Is that a
There's
fair
no
comment?
reason. There's no reason to think he couldn't be.
I think that's fair enough. Is the only exit the door we came in?
Yes.
Where's the construct's weak point?
The construct has a number of weak points depending on where you want to attack it, but it's obviously a machine with joints. If you were to fire at those joints, it would probably do damage and disable parts of it.
Really?
Or attack.
Thank you
whatever
for
way you're gonna
humoring
do it.
me and my 5 fucking successes. I appreciate you. On the most, well, it's not useless, but okay. So with that, Ro, who's been, I think, knocked out. Was I knocked prone by the?
No, you were not knocked prone. I mean, it injured you, but I think you maintained your feet.
Okay. Ro's gonna kind of stagger backward in the general direction of Hephaestus. I don't think I'll get there this turn, but is gonna shout to anyone who's fighting it, go for the joints. It can't come after you if it can't walk. And that's
Alright.
Ro's turn.
Okay.
Unless, were you about to ask me something? Sorry.
No.
Okay, cool.
Jericho.
Oh dear. This is always fun. Let's see. Jericho is so you said aim at the joints. We see this thing is moving, and it is hurting my friends. Oh god, where did my thing go? So I was thinking I would use like almost reactively the for like, because this massive automaton is like attacking my homies with giant colossus feet or whatever, that they would try to like use their raise the pillars of the earth to create like and spend momentum while doing so to in a scant instant create a building, structure, or monument. And I'm not sure if they would necessarily have much of like a building or structure in their mind per se, but maybe just like from the earth there erupts a sort of like rock pillar that lunges upwards towards one of its either joints or just underneath its foot to knock it off balance.
Okay. So we'll say that, yeah, so you would raise a pillar up and target one or both of the legs?
Yeah,
okay.
To knock it off balance.
Gotcha.
And it is a creator skill. This always still confuses me. How would a creator skill be? Academics, perhaps? Yeah.
Or
yeah,
craft.
I don't. Craft. Ooh, do I have
craft?
I should be craft. Wait,
Apologies
is there craft?
if I'm making up skills.
I don't see a craft.
No, there isn't. I've got it confused with another game. So yeah, you could use academics. You could use culture.
Okay, I got it. In the back of their mind, they're gonna create some kind of weird ziggurat structure that looks like it could rise higher up. So they'll use that, and so it's just a skill roll, right?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. This is fun. We thought fire, but no, he's using a different thing. I did not succeed at all. I didn't get a single success.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you want to spend any momentum to add dice?
I spent momentum already so that I could do it like that. So I don't want to take all of the momentum per se.
Well, you still have
Jericho's
two.
just going to be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Get a momentum for failing. How much did you spend?
I only spent one momentum in the first place, so
Cool, net zero.
woohoo!
Yeah.
But yeah, Jericho would be like, "I don't know what I just did. Get away from its feet." And yeah, that'll be what they're doing for the moment.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say that a very tiny ziggurat kind of emerges from the ground, comically small.
And then yeah, I think the rest of whatever they can do would just be like looking over at Hephaestus, seeing if there's like anything going on with this guy too, and that's all.
Okay, well, unfortunately, Jericho had performance issues. His ziggurat did not.
He just couldn't get his ziggurat up.
Oh, yeah.
Look, man, I met perfection the other night. It's going to be really hard to top that, okay?
But
I don't know if it was that hard to top it, Jericho. Seems like you did a pretty good job.
Whoa.
Terrible.
Jericho is not a
Really
top.
good.
But I was
That's
gonna
true.
say-
Jericho's definitely a bottom.
It's Nemesis' turn, so.
Sorry, small question, because I've been dying to ask. Is there, like, I am imagining that we're on this, like, area and there's lava nearby. Is there lava in this area? Like, is there just a pool of lava?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably running. You don't see it, but it's definitely running under the floor.
Okay, because I was thinking of, like, could we feasibly try to knock Talos into the lava? That's why I ask.
Okay.
Alright.
Feasible, but Nemesis.
How many knacks can I use in a turn?
How many? What?
How many knacks can I use in a turn?
I think that you can use as many as you want, depending on whether they have momentum or.
Okay.
Like some of them require momentum spends, but
Well,
if they don't,
If they take a knack roll, then wouldn't it just be the one?
Neither one of these require knack rolls.
Yeah.
Then non-issue.
yeah, I think you can
First I'm
have
gonna do-
like you can only have as many knacks up as you have calling dots. So, but a lot of them expire after one turn anyway. So just it depends on the wording in the knack.
Okay.
But that's kind of the only rule.
The first one I'm going to use is Death by Teacup,
Okay.
which is when I use an improvised weapon, it becomes as deadly as an actual weapon. The object takes on the profile of a weapon of similar size and shape. I'm going to snatch up one of Hephaestus's hammers,
Okay.
and then I am going to use Immortal Warrior. They're everywhere. The field we are fighting in becomes divine. Any enemy who enters this field, I am granted 1 attack against them, regardless of range.
Okay.
So basically, I am going to fly up and crack him in the ankle with this hammer.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Now there is a complication on movement right now
Okay.
because of the messed up ground, but otherwise,
Well, doesn't it say that he can just like instantly attack,
Yes.
or like without
yes. Okay.
worry
Yeah.
for range?
Yeah. So technically, I'm okay with it, but technically we should have started with that knack like before the combat even started. But go ahead. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let it fly.
One, 2, 3. So 3 successes. Do 7s count?
No.
Yes.
Do you want
Man,
to
I wish
spend?
they did.
Okay. Do you want to spend any momentum?
What would I do with it?
You can
You can roll
add.
another die.
You could roll another die. You've got 3 right now.
Yeah. Could I spend the momentum to make the success threshold lower? Drop it to 7?
No, I don't think that's in that game. But you could if the other players are okay with it, you could take all 3 of those momentum and roll 3 dice.
I think I'm not going to do that because I want to make sure we've got it.
I just looked it up just so that we're all on the same page. For momentum, you can, add dice to your dice pool that we talked about. You can activate knacks if it says spend a momentum too. And the other one is you can spend 3 momentum to add another interval to a complex action, giving the characters more time to work.
Yeah.
So I don't think that one is applicable now, but I always forget about that one. That one's really
Yeah,
interesting.
the interval thing is for like when you're doing your montage on building something or creating something. Like it can make it much faster.
I have to go Barrett. All right, so let's just go with the 3 for right now.
Okay, so let's see.
And I've basically taken a hammer that was wielded by a divine being and turned it into a weapon. I like to think that when that happened, it became a big 2-handed warhammer that I just...
I like that
So-
you're using the hammer, or one of the hammers that it took to make Talos, to unmake Talos.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, thanks to Kaz's meddling, it's lowered his defense, so you will hit. Let's see, you had 3 successes?
Good.
Okay, you will hit, and you can do damage, and then you have a success that you could spend on something else.
Okay. Second here. So, by the way, I also have enhanced impact, meaning whenever I successfully deal an injury with my knack skill, I can knock the target back 1 range band.
Yeah, so story guide characters can't take injury conditions, but you absolutely can knock him back a range band, yes.
Okay. So, kaboom. And then I will spend the other I will spend the other success to Hulk up.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if that's going to do anything, but the theatricality is beginning to take over.
Yes, so what you could do...
You guys are
Finally,
about
a
to
worthy foe.
Nemesis Rex in the wrestling match of the century.
Seriously, Lane will because they have their camera bag with them at all times. They have their camera going while they're trying to interface, they're just like, okay, let's go. This is gonna be sick. And I can't share it with anybody, but you know what? It's good.
You could
Let's fuck this guy.
you could spend that excess knocking him prone if you wanted to.
Yes, totally.
And we won't say prone because this is a 100-foot tall robot, but we'll say like it kind of looks like his knee gives out and he does go down to one knee.
Excellent.
Sliding back a range band as well. Okay.
Does he like break any more of the ground when he falls because he's huge?
No.
Damn.
But that does take us back to the top of initiative order, which is again Lane and Kaz.
Do you want to go first, Kaz, or?
How close is Hephaestus?
He's within a range band. Talos is now 2 range bands away.
Okay.
But Hephaestus you could get to.
Okay. Could I go to Hephaestus? And never mind, I can't do this.
I was gonna ask, actually, because are you thinking about trying to like talk to him?
No,
Okay, never mind.
I'm not gonna talk to anybody. You try to
As
reason with somebody?
communicate?
Unheard of.
Okay, well, I just realized that I can't do what I wanted to do, so Lane, go, and I will figure something out.
Okay. So I'm gonna continue trying to break on through to the other side with this fucking robot.
Okay.
Okay. So another knack roll, correct?
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for 6 successes to even get in, so.
Rolling 9 die, I better get. No.
You also have momentum.
Nice.
Oh, wait, we still have
Yeah. Nemesis didn't spend any. You got the team some back.
5, 6,
third.
sick. 7.
7. So you were able to get into Talos's brain, which is mostly not a technological brain. It's mostly mechanical. But you have access with one additional success to affect one of the protocols.
Okay, cool.
Which
Lane
case-
is like,
Which, case in point, do not look like they were necessarily put there by Hephaestus.
interesting. Lane's gonna be like looking through, and then they'll actually kind of turn to Hephaestus and just say, did you know that there was some extra stuff going on with your little toy here? This code doesn't look like something that you would do. I think that your buddies might have messed with your Frankenstein, or
Code.
monster, I guess. Talos. Yeah, they messed with it. Do you see these things that they put here? They've like started to control your guy, man. And what are my protocol options?
So the two protocols that he announced was Protocol Vesuvius, which you don't really know what that means, but it sounds fairly apocalyptic.
Okay.
given what you know about the past of Vesuvius, you could probably guess what that meant.
Yeah.
The other one was removing evidence, which implies that the Talos is just going to start smashing everything so that no evidence of this base remains.
Okay. Now that you see that there's some stuff going on here, what is Protocol Vesuvius, friend?
I am going to step in and say you don't really have much time for like a
Shit.
long conversation here.
No, that's totally fine. Lane will just go.
Probably like one question.
Well, yeah.
You could fire off.
Totally. I will just use the time to say the bit about like, oh, did you see that they did stuff to your guy? And then I will choose to disable the for right now the get rid of evidence protocol, because that doesn't sound like a good thing for us in this moment.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll use my turn to like show Hephaestus that, and then disable that protocol if I can.
You said the Vesuvius protocol is what you're trying to disable?
No, the destroy evidence protocol.
Okay. All right. Okay. Kaz?
You know, I'm just gonna throw some knives at it, I guess. Everything I want to do is just,
Do you want to throw or do you want to melee the knives?
melee, like close up.
Yeah, like do you want to run closer to
I thought you said it
Talos?
was 2 moves away.
Yeah, okay, it would be 2 moves away, but like so you just want to throw them. Okay.
Do my knives go 2 moves away if I throw them?
Yeah, you could probably get there.
Okay.
You have like I think you have enough dexterity. And I believe your knives come back too.
My knives come back?
I believe they do.
Tattoo knives. I'm gonna throw them at like whatever joint area is. Does he have like an Achilles heel?
Well, we call that a shot at the legs. But
A
yes,
Talos heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could throw knives at his heel. Do you want to attack? Let me just ask. Do you want to attack the same leg that Nemesis hit, or do you want to attack the other one?
Is the other one's like still like operational?
Yeah. So the one that Nemesis hit is down. He's on his knee. Basically, he took a knee on that one. But the other
then I'll
one
hit
is
the
like
other
up forward. Okay. Perfect.
And then it's what do I roll?
Probably Dex plus Athletics.
I can count. What? 6 successes
6 successes.
Good lord.
Okay.
out of 8.
So- So Talos' defense is 4, but it has been reduced by your attack, your eventual chaos attack, to 2. So you have a net success of 4 successes. So you will do 1 damage to the leg, but you can, if you want to spend that success on a crit, you could. That would use 2 of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is another damage. Oh no,
Sure.
it would be all of the success. It would be 4 additional successes. So that would be
I don't
everything.
understand anything that you're saying really, but yeah, let's do it.
okay. So
From a mechanic perspective, I'm like,
basically, if you hit someone's defense, you can inflict damage. Any additional successes you can use to do what are called stunts, which do other things. In this case, one of the stunts is critical hit, which allows you to do additional damage. So.
Okay. Yes.
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 Okay. Yeah. So, describe that for me a little bit. What you did, like throwing the knives.
Yes. So, trying to think. I think that they probably didn't put them away from the last time. Wait, did they? I don't remember. To the audience, it's it was like 20 minutes ago. For us, it was last week. I'm sorry. So they'll just they have them. And can I use like both? Like, does that count? Especially because it's like critical hit, right?
Yeah, like the daggers pretty much act as one. There's just two of them.
Okay, cool. I do a very cool like spin thing, and like zoom, and they like do a cool curve thing to like go around the other leg and like hit that spot.
Okay. So that happens, and you see the knives come around, and they hit in the proverbial Achilles heel, and you see it like pretty much shatter. And Talos topples over to the left, as it seems that left leg ceases to function.
I look over at Hephaestus, and then as I kind of give him that look, if anybody's looking at my forearms, like the knives like materialize back as tattoos.
No. No, stop.
You have the power.
You're being used by these people, Hephaestus. I mean, you're not the first special person that wanted the world to end. But you're also not the first one to have that taken advantage of.
So, while you're kind of having that discussion, Talos is going to try to grab the closest person to him, which is Nemesis. So a giant hand comes down towards you to try to grab you. And you want to roll defense again.
Oh my gosh. So far I've got four successes.
4 successes?
Yep.
So he will successfully inflict another bruised injury condition on you, and will grab you. But that's it. So you all see Talos reach down, grab Nemesis, and kind of pick him up like a child's toy.
Well, that was a very stupid thing for him to do.
Okay. I want to see you suplex a 100-foot robot. That would be fun. So next on the initiative order is Ro.
I think Ro's gonna take this opportunity to try to speak to Hephaestus, I guess. Depending on how much I can get done, I may try to take an action, but this is a priority. So, yeah. Ro has already started by saying they're using you. Is just gonna take the rest of the move action to get close to him and be like, I can't tell you what to do. I can't even tell you whether or not you should end the world. But you're working with people who hate our kind. You could at least do us the dignity of wiping them out first.
At least they recognize my skill. At least they honor and respect what I do, my craft.
They don't respect or honor you. They've broken into your invention and reprogrammed it for their own needs. They don't respect you, they're using you.
They didn't give me the most beautiful woman in the world as a bride, just so she could look upon me with horror and disgust.
Okay.
I have been the butt of every joke upon Olympus since time immemorial.
There are other gods, dog.
That's probably
I didn't. Oh, that's it.
that's probably about as much conversation as you can get out. But
Can I do
Jericho's
that
turn.
instead of my action?
Yeah.
Like, can
You
I
have-
talk more instead of doing an action? Because some people have acted and spoken.
Right.
So
Okay.
can I either talk more or act?
Yeah, if you want to. Okay, I like it. If you want to sacrifice your action to talk more.
Ideally. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm happy to just shoot something.
I'll leave that to you.
Okay. I think Ro will just. And I don't need to have necessarily a response, depends on what you think time-wise works, but Ro's just gonna say, I didn't say they respected you either. Maybe you should start respecting yourself. That's it.
Okay, Jericho, it's your turn. And you're muted.
Thank you. Question for you.
Mhm.
Can you use a purview and a knack?
Depending, yes.
Okay, so my thought was that
I know the answer is always that, but
obviously. So I was thinking Jericho would probably just see all the craziness going on and then notice seeing Atlas like grab the very strong one, even though, you know, the very strong one, Nemesis, hasn't had a chance to escape yet, but still,
Talos.
emotions. And Jericho would probably want to like imbue Legend for their Heaven's Fire purview to start like creating, you know, like drawing in flame and that like that passionate fire from around them, and to if it's all right, I mean, I would love to use this to further enhance and use Raise the Pillars of the Earth once again, but to make it like kind of like magma-y or something.
okay.
We're in the volcano, and maybe try to use like the fire and molten rock to, I don't know, lift something up. And of course, spend at least one momentum to make it in an instant, and just try to create something that would rise up and maybe engulf part of the limbs of it or something.
Okay, so the pillar requires a knack momentum spend just to work, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll spend one on that. So what you have to do now is if you want to use the fire as a purview and the knack, there's a knack skill roll, and there's also like the purview roll. You're going to basically build two poles, and then you're going to roll the lowest of those pools. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Then that would be the knack roll.
Okay.
All right, and so once again, we'll go with academics, but in this case, Jericho's like looking up high on a ceiling above and like, all right, and it's gonna try to rain down on it instead. Go like, okay, what's the best fashion that would rain chaos upon this giant monolithic monstrosity? Oh, that is so much better.
You're also at the advantage here that the Talos is a little defenseless right now because he is technically prone.
So with the knack check, the tens explode still, right?
Yes.
Okay, so out of a pool of 5, I got 7 successes.
7.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What are you aiming your pillar of fire at?
So I was thinking this kind of like fiery magma pillar would just cascade and then just fall down onto probably like the upper arm and joint that is holding on to Nemesis.
Okay.
To try to like really immobilize it and get into those joints and such. Try to slow it down.
Okay, so you have enough successes to inflict think like so he's basically defenseless because he's prone. So you don't have to get through his defense. So you will get 7 successes. You could inflict 2 damage with using a critical and still have 3 more successes to do something with.
Oh shit. Okay. 2 damage, and then so these would be the stunts
Yes.
that you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, or creating a complication on Talos.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So I guess if it could create a complication, it would just be that it, regardless of whatever reason, the emotional fires of it burn out slightly once it's used, so it hardens and creates a more difficult and a strung rock, magma, lava, whatever around it. Yeah. And
Okay.
the creation just it's just a little more immobilized. I think that's the main thing. If I can use both of those remaining successes to just make it like very hard, durable stickiness.
So what I'd see
It
happening
has a staircase as well because it's supposed to be a monument.
leading to where? Who knows? You're an artist.
Just right up to the shoulder, like, oh, hey, we can climb on it now, like the Fremont Troll in Seattle.
So what happens is your pillar of magma with stairs on it for artistic reasons goes through Talos' shoulder, and you see the arm seize up, drop Nemesis, and then you can see that that it actually will go through and further in to Talos, like into the torso area.
Yes. Okay.
So
Excellent.
Talos is at very many complications right now.
And yeah, that'll believing that is all I can do, it'll be my turn.
And then Nemesis, it's on you.
I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to hit him in the head.
All right.
Those stairs are going to come in real handy now once you walk up them to hit him on the head.
I'm actually going to run up those stairs and do the flying leap with the hammer.
Okay. Talos is at this point is essentially pretty defenseless, so
Yeah.
like he's been hit by chaos and now he's got like the flaming, not remotely phallic symbol coming right through him, so coming. See what I did there?
Scion, the coming storm.
Always cattle.
I think only 2 characters have experienced that so far, and one of them was an NPC.
No, none of the Scions are coming because we're all on antidepressants.
5,
Not Jericho. Jericho's just sad all the time.
7.
We've discussed this. Roan needs to be.
Hey, Ian.
How many successes?
7 successes.
Okay. So you could inflict 1 damage. You could spend 4 of those on an additional damage. Yeah, if you had 8, that would have been really cool. But so yeah, so you could do
Momentum?
2 damage to the torso plus. Or yeah, that's a thing. You could
Momentum?
spend momentum.
We
Yeah,
have.
I'm going to burn him.
what,
Let
like
me.
2? Is that right?
You're at 2. Yes.
Don't mind if I burn these 2? I'm going to burn the 2 momentum. And that's an additional success.
Okay. So you can do a total of 3 damage to the torso,
Okay?
but that would be all your
Get it.
successes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you come down with the hammer and you put a substantial dent in Talos' head that begins to start to leak magma like blood out of it.
Okay.
But that hurt.
That's cool as hell.
That brings us back up to the top of initiative order, and this will be, I like to do, when I do combat, I like to do 3 and out, so this will be the last round. If everybody's comfortable, this will probably seal it up, but we could also narrate it out if you wanted. Or if you all got more cool things you want to do. Let's do it.
Lane is just gonna try, like, even more so to, like, disengage. So I had access to the protocols. I will attempt to see if I can try again and then disengage the Mount Vesuvius protocol as well.
Okay. That will be
neither
another
of
roll.
those sound particularly good. Okay. Let the hacking gods be with me. Loki, lend me your strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is a 10, so it's what, 6. So just flat 6.
Flat 6?
Yeah.
When you try to get into the Vesuvius protocol, it's really blocked.
Okay.
Someone else is not wanting you to stop this.
Interesting. Okay. I think if it is possible,
Actually,
could
I'm going to give you something here, is that a text message comes up on your phone and says, "We see what you're trying to do."
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna table that in my brain for a second here. If it's possible, could I use one of my boons? It doesn't say.
What is the boon?
So nothing but the truth.
Okay.
I wanted to try and see if I could, and I'm not sure if this would even work, but I want to see if I can try and at least lightly use it on Hephaestus, for the sake of, like, trying to get him to at least be more forthcoming with information.
Yeah, I would hate to ST Fiat, but, like, the amount of successes you would need to get on that against a god is going to be...
That's fair. I figured it was plucky for me to, like, ask about it, but I was like, you know, we gotta try.
Because
so
that would be your legend, which is like 2 against Hephaestus's legend, which is probably somewhere in like the 12 range.
Ooh.
You know.
You know what? Actually, then, so I was doing that. Could I then also? So that required a knack roll. Oh, with that? So could I do my heroic judge on the case thing? Potentially. It does not require a knack roll, but just to use. It's the when you investigate an event or scene you are casing. While casing, gain +1 enhancement to rolls to discern motives and search for clues, which applies before you roll. Casting lasts until the end of the session, just for the sake of me trying to figure out who's texting me.
I think that you can use the knack, but you can't do anything with it this turn, because you always use your action this turn to try to hack.
That's fine.
You can activate the knack, but...
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And Lane will just say, there's a protocol on this guy called Mount Vesuvius, and I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be a good thing, and I can't disable it, so just as a warning for everybody, this is probably not going to be very good much longer.
Cass, you're up.
Can I ask Lane a question and still have an action
Yes.
and a movement or whatever?
Mhm.
Where's the brain? Is it in the head?
I don't... Would I know that, Ian? Would I...
Yeah, you think it's up there somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Lane will just, like, while they're using their phone to try and, like, interface and all that and start trying to figure things out. They'll just sort of like nod to say, I'm pretty sure it's probably up there somewhere. That seems like a good destination
There's a
for it.
connection at the neck. It's another joint. It's a construct.
What are you doing, Kaz?
Ro knew what I was going for. So Kaz like will run up the, so it's on like its knees, and instead of using the stairs that Jericho so graciously gave us, Cass is going to very gracefully, like, not even climb, like, jump, you know, like, very acrobatic.
So cool.
Up to the junction of the neck, where they will, as they, like, kind of get on the, as they get on the, like, sternum area, they will sort of do a thing that's like this, and then take off the daggers, and then just, like, at the neck.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Levi, is that you?
I hate that.
I'm sorry, I'm just making really, like,
Oh, for the
snide
name of the
comments in the
deck.
chat. When Nemesis was attacking, I was like, I love God of War. And now I'm like, I love Attack on Titan.
This is the Dex and athletics.
No, in this case, it's going to be, this is a melee attack. So it's going to be close combat plus, you could use Dex. I'm okay with that.
I would like to use Dex.
Yes.
Then I just get 10.
Get to rolling.
What explodes again?
Tens.
And
Okay, cool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna re-roll 2 10s. I'm gonna re-roll 1 more 10. That is 7 successes.
Okay. So you can do 2 damage, plus have 1 success left over to do something with.
What can I do with it?
It's kind of pretty much use your imagination, but you can create complications. You can, with 1 success, there's not much, but you could attempt with 1 success, additional success. You could blind him.
I have a birthright that's runic gambler's dice. Which creates complication. Can I like use that with the success? It's like the 1 success, isn't it?
No, I think that would be you would have to actually use that birthright, like probably roll them. So what I'm saying is that like you just did a melee attack, and then you would have to get out the dice and kind of roll the dice on like.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how the birthrights worked because I haven't used them yet.
They would involve some kind of a skill roll.
Yeah,
But-
the next skill. Okay, so yeah, I guess blinding Talos is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Blind the bitch.
Yeah, from where you cut, there is now quite a bit of magma leaking out of the neck now. And the head seems to be just barely attached, but it's still on there. And it is Talos' turn. this many complications, though. He will try to. He will try to swat the knifey person off of his chest with his one good arm.
I'm very agile.
And then you give me a defense roll.
Mm-hmm.
See what my target number, my impossible number would even be.
Well, if it's an impossible number, then I probably won't get it because I only hit 4.
Well, no, I mean, like, what... The problem is the complications. I just wanted to see, like, if I could get past all these complications and your defense with 13 dice.
3 successes.
Okay. So he would need 3 to even hit you. And I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes total, and like 7 or 8 complications. So yeah, he just misses you.
Nimble as fuck.
Yeah, he can't see you either. So he's like, you know. That brings us to, yeah, Jericho.
Are you muted? I think you're muted.
I always do that out of respect, and then I forget to unmute. So we can see that there's sort of a opening or a few like wounds to its form, if you will, where like more magma is pouring out, or molten metal. Are there any that look like apparently like really suffused in it?
He's got quite a few head wounds now, like from what Nemesis did and Cads did, so the head is doing pretty bad. And then also right where you put the pillar through is not doing great.
So does it feel like this this thing Talos is like just exuding this emotional flame from it?
Yes.
Like very much so? Okay. If that's the case, then I guess Jericho will have just a moment of like thinking about, okay, what are we here for? We're here for fire. It sees this massive thing that is just spewing out like lava and fire from itself, and I think Jericho would just want to like try to get up as close to they can. And I mean, I don't really know how I would do this per se, but just try to pull that fire from it if there's any way that they can. It's such a far thing from my brain, but yeah.
You could probably catch some of it that's leaking out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and in that case, yeah, Jericho would probably want to go up to it and just like grab and just try to like, I don't know, hold it and pull the flame and like try to dominate the fire of it or whatever.
Or if you didn't want to move, another thing you could do, and this is why Legend is a very creative thing, is you could just start pulling the magma towards you.
Okay.
Just start absorbing it. And
yeah.
that would just be, it's spending a point of Legend, but then you just the magma just starts coming towards you.
Yeah, I think Jericho would want to get closer just for the sense of like, you know, feeling that pull and feeling that closeness, and then they can much more quickly divert it towards them. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's what you do. So you see Jericho kind of put his hands up and start to pull, like magma's coming through the air towards him.
Fuck
Did we
yeah.
skip my turn?
We did.
Jericho's getting ready to run towards the magma at this point.
I mean, we'll switch our initiative for this round. I'm not bothered by it. I just was wondering if something had happened, or if we just, yeah, it happened.
No, I looked at my sheet and messed up the.
It didn't affect what I was gonna do. I would like to, so you said the head's barely on.
Mm-hmm.
How barely on? Like if I shoot in the right place.
You think so?
I'm gonna try.
Particularly since you have
like
magic
to try.
magic guns, so.
Yep. Arcing natural, I believe, tags. So firearms, I'm guessing, is the skill you want me to use here. I'd be
Yes.
concerned otherwise.
It's probably
No,
not
use
empathy.
brawl.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking I might be able to make a case for culture. I'm kidding. Dexterity?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Skipping me.
I forgot how to count briefly. There we go.
Your nemesis is on 2. Jericho is technically on 3, and Ro is on 4, so I actually skip Ro.
Ah,
That's where we're at, so.
got it.
Okay. Oh, I've got 10s. Five successes.
Okay. Yeah, you fire a hail of bullets, and the head starts to come off, and the fire does start to fade a little bit. Which would.
Rose said their piece last time, so they don't say anything this time.
Yeah.
They just look at Hephaestus to turn around and just fire.
I mean, with that action, he's pretty much dead. So, Nemesis, did you want to do anything cool?
Shoom.
Man, can you lift the head? Is that like
Actually, yes,
strength
I have epic
capabilities?
strength.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
So Nemesis
Do
will
it.
take the head and hurl it into the magma.
He's like Mr.
Okay.
Incredible.
I like
Okay.
cooler.
That's pretty fucking rad. So, yeah, Talos is beheaded. Nemesis throws the head into the magma, and that takes us out of combat.
We all
Nemesis will
turn
then
to
take that hammer and slip it in his belt. That's his now.
Okay. So we're out of combat.
So anyway, we came for the fire.
Still absorbing it, I assume, in some fashion. I don't know. I don't even know if Jericho
I think
realized.
I'm gonna look at Jericho and be like, "Is that it?"
Is that
Ah! No. Total Super Saiyan moment, right?
I will say, as Jericho is absorbing this fire, Ro, you do remember this from your vision back in the mansion. That was the thing you saw happening.
I think Rose like, "Is that it?" Like snarky, and then it's just like,
Can I extend my or it doesn't need legend. It does. Wait, never mind.
"Is there a
Does
way
it-
for me to be sure that I think we've got what we came for?"
You were looking for primal fire. You think that Talos was powered by primal fire, and Hephaestus was fairly clear on that, and that Jericho is now like drinking that up.
Souped up.
He's
Delicious.
He's
He's-
got
he's-
he's got Talos's milkshake, and he's drinking it up.
Just have
He's just
Well,
got like all of Talos's juice inside of him now.
Right.
Grand
What were you
Talos.
trying to do, Ty?
I was never mind. Disregard. The more I think about it, I don't think it works.
Just wanted to make
Hephaestus.
sure I didn't just.
Hephaestus slowly wheels himself over to the edge of the pool of magma and stares at the corpse of Talos. He just slumps back in his chair. You have taken everything that I had.
What do you think destroying the world was going to do? It's going to take away everything from everyone else without a fucking choice. So I'm going to remember this when we become the gods or whatever the fuck we're supposed to do.
All I have left is vengeance.
No.
It doesn't have to be that way. You are immortal, right? So you have plenty of time to reconcile yourself. Ooh, I can't speak. That was a really fucking crazy fight. You have plenty of time to reconcile yourself with all of the things that have been done to you and realize that you're stronger for it, and you don't have to do whatever you're doing with all this.
I have no place among the old gods or the new.
I can give you a choice. You can stick around and you can try and turn your talents to creating something better. Or I can help you move on. Now,
Doesn't
you've
have to
got-
be the end.
You've got to make that choice, but you can't go around taking vengeance forever for something that happened to you so long ago. You have to grow above that. That's the only way you're ever going to grow as a being. You're one of the greatest craftsmen who's ever existed. And this is what you want to do. You could literally help save the world. But you have to make that choice.
You could set an example for the other gods, too. Be better than them instead of rising to their level.
Question, if it's okay. Wasn't sure if there was a moment of thinking of responses, or is that all right, Michael? What does primal fire feel like? Is anything going on?
As
or...
if every emotion and creative impulse in the universe has just gone into your brain.
That's good. That's probably good. That's not
I figure
a bad
if
You're not gonna have a
Jericho tried,
psychotic break.
like I figure if Jericho tried to talk right now, it'd come out as like
thing. Okay, cool. I was curious.
you do feel under control though. It doesn't feel like you're gonna be okay.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go on. I apologize.
You're fine. Well, if you're going to take on the new gods, you will need appropriate weapons.
Would be grateful.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Lane is like tapping on Rose's shoulder. And they're like, it's just like that game where they go into the place and then that one guy gives them like a special weapon to use.
Lane, I've never played a game in my life.
That's a lie. You have to
Lane.
lie. You're my friend.
Lane, you get a text message. And the text message just says, "See you soon." Smiley face emoji and a volcano emoji.
Oh hell.
And that's when, at that moment, the volcano starts to, like, under you. You feel the ground moving under you.
See, this is why I don't listen to what people tell me, because I am grabbing Styx water, I'm drinking it, we're leaving. This is about to be a problem. I'm
Can
pretty
you
sure.
shut down this protocol, Hephaestus? Can you shut down this protocol?
I didn't create the protocol. That's
Then
not
come
me.
with. Then come with us.
We should go.
Yeah. And Lane is just gonna.
Well, I was going to say that also, remember, you have another way out, too. Or someone does. Do they remember?
Oh, the boat?
Baldur
I don't
gives
think
some
we should.
Do
Oh,
we have to get out first?
We're muted.
Jericho's kind of lost in their own mind right now, so
Yeah.
they probably aren't remembering the floaty boat, but
well, do we want to fly if a volcano's about to fucking explode? Like, that seems like
Yeah.
a bad call.
no, that's very safe. That's like one of the safer places to be when eruptions and earthquakes are happening.
I'd rather
So just-
be in the underworld already
just as
with
a-
the
as
dead
a-
people.
As a point of something, Kaz, you're not using what you were given.
What?
Kaz, you were not using what you were given.
Was that bowl? Was it?
I took the bowl. I wasn't given it.
Oh,
no,
okay,
not the
never mind.
bowl. Baldur gave you an object.
Oh, fuck. What did he give me? Wow.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he gave
I'm
you.
sorry.
No, it's okay. Like we have a long time between things, but he did give you a crystal with kind of rainbow stuff in it.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So it's up to y'all.
I'm gonna say yes. Wait. Hold on.
Lane's like,
So yeah. So like as like we're probably I'm gonna say we're discussing. You know like we're like well we have the boat and we and Lane's like well I have this and like you're about to be and like Lane's just, or Cass is like wait and then they just take the crystal and they throw it on the ground and shatter it.
Okay,
I'm assuming that's how I use it. I hope that's how I use it.
that's what Baldur had told you. Just throw it on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh my
so-
God.
Play Dark Side
So-
of the Moon.
We've protected Lane's intestinal lining
Eh.
for this time, and so this rainbow comes smashing through above you, envelops all of you, and in that moment, you were all gone, and that is where we will end for now. So, thank you everyone who watched. Thank you so much, Michael, for what you've done in this game. It's been incredible.
Yes.
Exceeded any expectations I had. So,
Well, thank
you're
you.
amazing as always. But we'll be signing off. I don't think any scene after this one because it's a very long episode. So, but we'll see you all next time and come on back.
Same Scion time, same Scion Tim.
Yeah. Watch me get embarrassed around big, strong men.
We'll end on that note.